Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It's King Agent and we're back doing part 2 of the Death and Rebirth story update for Love and Deepspace. So, if you remember from last time, we finished the Silas part of the story, and now we're about to enter Zayne's part of the story. And as a Zayne main, as he is my hubby, I love him to death so much, I'm quite nervous because it kind of ended on a really bad note at the end of chapter 2 of Death and Rebirth. The fact that we're finding out that he's joining the Ever Project for some reason. He's gonna be out for a while, and the fact that the whole protocol syndrome thing happened, and he was pretty cold towards that family, and it seemed like it was hinting the fact that Dawnbreaker was gonna show up again. Obviously, he has the fit on again, the Dawnbreaker fit, and with this also the fact that the first chapter is called Dawnbreaker for chapter 3. I am nervous, to say the least. Like, I'm nervous to see what's gonna happen with Zayne, and we're just gonna see what's gonna be happening. I'm like really scared. I've been seeing that people were crying. Zayne means were in tears, and I know I'm gonna be part of that too. In the early morning, street lamps cast a bright, lonely glow across the snow-covered streets. It makes the city appear deserted. Barely able to keep his eyes open, a boy dozed off in the priority seat. He swayed back and forth during the trip until he finally bumped his head. It was before the bus stopped too.
Ow!
Oh! He's at Lincoln now.
Now arriving at Azure Square Station. Please remember to take all personal belongings with you.
As soon as he gets off the bus, cold wind mixed with snow hits his face. It washes away his drowsiness. He rubs his eyes. Upon realizing where he is, his gaze instantly lights up.
Judgy, wake up! We're here!
The journey between the Arctic and Lincoln City spans thousands of kilometers. After several transit changes, he finally returned to his starting point. Is he coming to find Zayne? And then the fact that Zayne is like gonna be gone, oh god, this is gonna be... After hurrying to a secluded bench and making sure no one's around, the boy carefully sets down his backpack and gives it an admonishing pat.
We're back. And you're not allowed to run off this time.
Oh.
Until we find the emissary, we need to stick to our usual plan. Pretend to be a regular dog whenever there are people around. You know, the fluffy kind that humans love to pet. Got it? We'll practice paw shaking later.
The boy waits for a long while there's no response from the backpack.
Should he?
With a growing sense of dread, he unzips the backpack only to find a hole and a few tangled tufts of white fur. The wind whistles through the gap. Oh! No! Okay, 2 days later. Studying the documents Zayne gave me, I searched through every library and archive in Lincoln City. I tried my best to uncover the information about cosmic civilizations hidden in the biometric key, but every search has come up empty. 7 days of running around have taught me one thing though. Unlocking the key secret won't be something I can accomplish overnight. Well, obviously. This is why we ended up, being with Zayne throughout this chapter. But right now, something else has caught my attention. Okay,
These are special pathological cases where the subjects retain a human's physical features, but their consciousness has been eroded. Only primitive aggression and instincts remain.
Oh, are they talking about the protocol syndrome?
For now, we're designating them as Alterum.
Alterum.
These Alterum share one common characteristic too.
Okay,
They were diagnosed with protocore syndrome.
Ooh. Okay, so they're calling them Alterum. I guess because they're getting altered. The protocol syndrome is altering them with the crystals and kind of, mutating them, turning them into wanderers when the mutation, I guess, is complete. Protocol syndrome. 2 days ago, I received an unexpected message from Zayne at midnight. It was long after we parted ways. Oh, this is when he texted her saying like he was gonna be going. I have to go on a business trip. It's not dangerous, but we might not be able to contact each other for a while. Don't worry. P.S. I'm not going to Mount Eternal. Oh, he didn't even tell her that what he's actually. Well, yeah, he doesn't tell her anything. Oh man. The sudden announcement has become the norm. I scroll through my emojis and send back a happy snowman with ellipses above his head. The words protoconcentric I like a signal. They connect my early suspicions to create a clear pattern. This is under Zayne's field of expertise. Could his sudden departure be connected to this altar room? The description of the altar room reminds me of the so-called specimens I encountered in Skyhaven. With the altar room appearing in Lincoln City, does this mean the Fountain of Tea has entered another phase?
But according to these forum posts, a mysterious figure has appeared these past few days. They strike before the police do, and their codename is apparently Dawnbreaker.
What? Oh no, don't tell me Zayne is actually doing stuff right now. What? Oh man, this is actually okay. Okay, so
They
they
always
already
manage to deal with the altar room before the police can arrive.
So in current timeline, they already know who Dawnbreaker is. But is that our Zayne? Like, don't. Oh my god. Oh my god, I actually. Oh my god.
Wait, what? Another urban legend?
Oh no.
Focus.
Jenna interrupts the off-topic discussion. The virtual display switches to show some photos of her crime scene.
As for these recent altar room attacks, the police need a hunter to investigate and detect metaflux readings. Does anyone want to volunteer?
Me! We gotta go see our hubby Zayne, please, me. Thinking these clues might help Zayne, I raised my hand without hesitation. Oh, I love the fact that she first started with Zayne. Oh. I'll go, Captain. Oh, that's so the fact that she immediately was like, this is Zayne's expertise. I can maybe get information and give it to him and help him out with his research. Oh. But the fact that that's nuts that they already know who Dawnbreaker is here. But they just don't know that it's Zayne. I'm like, how is this even happening? There has... Okay, there needs to be an explanation because there's no way this is happening. I thought that wasn't supposed to be happening. After receiving assistance credentials for my investigation, I head to the northern ring road that's located in the downtown area. A detective lifts the barricade tape and approaches me. After we shake hands, he leads me to the crime scene.
Thanks for coming out when there's all this snow.
I'd like to say the same thing to everyone else who's here. I set up the precision scanner I brought on the ground and turn it on. Once the scan is complete, the data will be uploaded to the cloud that the association can access. Then a detailed report will be generated for police use.
Perfect. We've received some of the restored surveillance footage, so we can take a look at it. The surveillance equipment was damaged by the cold, though. I'm afraid the video quality won't be great.
Did they actually get footage of... Oh, this is... Oh my... No, I don't like this already. Don't tell me they actually got footage of Zayne doing something. I thought Lincoln City's outdoor surveillance systems were designed to withstand low temperatures.
The temperature dropped far below the equipment's tolerance threshold. It's safe to say the damage wasn't caused by natural means.
In the low-quality footage the detective hands me, I managed to spot an unsettling figure lurking in the darkness. Please, no, I know. Please do not tell me. The creature's form was distorted. Weapons that look like hooked tendrils grow from its body compared to the ones I've encountered before. They seem to have grown significantly stronger. What about Dawnbreaker? Did you catch them on camera? The detective shakes his head.
They managed to avoid being captured by the surveillance system. Meticulous and efficient, I'd say.
Okay, so they got footage of the Wanderer, but they don't have footage of Zayne. Okay. As I approach the damaged guardrail of the road, my hunter's watch immediately starts blaring an alarm. The initial Motherfuck readings are extremely high. The Ultram is already similar to a Wanderer.
So that's it then. We should deal with these Ultram before they completely degenerate into Wanderers.
Okay, so it's been the Ultrams are the in-between phases. Okay.
Perhaps this so-called serial killer is actually a hero.
I don't like that. Oh my god. The detective gives me a contemplative look.
However, from a hunter's perspective, do you see the Ultram as humans? Or are they monsters that need to be destroyed like Wanderers?
Damn, damn, that's so frustrating because I think Zayne's research is because he's trying to find a cure for this, right? To find a cure for how the protocore syndrome can be, because he knows firsthand how bad it could be. So I think that's what the research is for. He's trying to find a way to help them, but in a different way. But there are some people like Ever who's using it for not good reasons. So, oh man. To be honest, I think it depends. The line between humans and monsters depends on whether they lost control. Once someone loses control, they become a monster capable of hurting others. It doesn't matter how prestigious their status might be.
What a thought-provoking answer.
The sharp wail of an ambulance siren cuts through the wind and snow. It grows louder as it approaches. We both look up, our gazes following it.
Wanderers, Alterum, the deep space tunnel. Sometimes I think about the kind of fantastical world I live in. If a disaster even worse than the Chrono Rift catastrophe arrives, how much could humanity really do?
So the authorities are covering this up and classifying it as an accident. They must be trying to prevent the public from becoming even more panicked. He nods before shaking his head.
The Alterum will cause panic, not the murderer.
Seeing my confusion, he smiles.
A blood-stained murderer is more relatable than these abominations. Yay or nay?
Maybe I'm overthinking it, but something about this detective seems off. In any case, the association will provide the police with a formal energy analysis report. I should get going. Now, wow, what the fuck? A bloodstained murderer is more relatable than these abominations, yay or nay? No, that's weird. What? Okay, that's a weird sentence and overall. On my way home, I opened the forum post that Tara sent me a few minutes ago. It's about Dawnbreaker. Let's expose the truth about the mysterious killer who only appears in snowy dawns. This is actually trippy. Has anyone else noticed that the Ultram in Lincoln has been slowly disappearing these past few days? That's because the mysterious killer has appeared in Lincoln City, the Dawnbreaker. They appear between dawn and sunrise, vanishing without a trace at daybreak, hunting Ultram ahead of the police. Inside scoop, 100% legit information, but don't ask me which insider, I can't say more. This is crazy that this already is happening in the current timeline. But now we need to know if that's actually him that's doing it. Oh man, this is actually making me sad and scared for Zayne, really. The Ultram and Dawnbreaker, these names sound like links in a food chain destined to exist in a perpetual cycle of predator and prey. Those monsters, come to think of it, I'm not so different from them. Will there become a day when others will try to erase my existence? There's already people that are trying to do that. As this crosses my mind again, I find myself strangely at peace. What was that? I hear a strange note behind me. When I turn around, I notice foot, no paw prints on the ground. Oh no, it's like that animal. What was his name? Shishi? What kind of animal left these? A squirrel, maybe? Or a stray dog? Confused, I stand there, but then a white blur dashes past my periphery. My scarf suddenly tightens around my neck before vanishing. What? When I come to my senses, all that's left in the snow is a chaotic trail of footprints. The white blur has already vanished into the darkness around the street corner. They just took her scarf, the one that Zayne gave her. In the run-down, gloomy alleyway, only scattered spots of light fall upon the snow-covered ground. A dead end. It took my scarf too. Where did it go? Snow falls silently. My surroundings are so quiet that even the sound of breathing seems jarring.
Are you going to drag me back to the cocoon? I won't return! Wait. You're Dawnbreaker.
What?
Just kill me already!
No, wait. What the f... Dawnbreaker? My heart races as I hold my breath and silently move forward. As soon as I turn the corner, I raise my gun at the shadowy figure. Don't tell me
You...
No fucking way! What? In the dim lighting, silver objects coldly flash from the figure's palm. They're ice shards and they're pinned the teenager's sleeves and pants leg to the wall. Black crystals cover the teenager's left arm and neck, but he's different from the test subjects I encountered in Skyhaven. The realization hits me he's an Alterum.
I said you could kill me, not torture.
I suggest you stay quiet.
Oh my! That voice. Oh no, she's gonna know! Oh my god. I freeze upon hearing a familiar voice and move my finger away from the trigger. Look at the way. Zayne! The white creature that had vanished into the snowy night. Whoa. Oh my god! Oh, wait. Wait! Okay, wait, what the f... Upon hearing the familiar voice, I move my way on the trigger, my finger away from the trigger. In that split second, a sharp ice shard cuts through the air. It barely misses my cheek. Dawnbreaker, like the Grim Reaper, turns to face me. When cold indifference, he meets my gaze. Zayne? The white creature that had vanished into the snowy night suddenly appears from out of nowhere. It jumps onto Zayne. Oh my god, they already got him. Or at least the pet got him? Because the boy doesn't know where he's at yet, I think. What? What? It just... Okay. We know that Zayne is Dawnbreaker now. I'm at a loss for words at just what just happened. Okay, so now we know who Dawnbreaker is because we just caught Zayne in action. But now the point... Okay, but now the question is that whether this is Dawnbreaker taking over or is it controlling him? Or is it just actually Zayne doing this on his own? Because now this is weird, because taking advantage of Zayne being momentarily distracted, the teenager breaks free from his treats and pulls out a knife from his waist. But with desperate wild eyes, he lunges at him. But his wrist is caught and twisted again. The crackling of a dislocated bone echoes through the alley.
What exactly is this cocoon you speak of?
Why do you need to know so much?
As though the word cocoon was suddenly burned into his nerves, a teenager suddenly jerks away. He clutches his crystallized left arm as he frantically runs to hide behind me. Spotting my gun, he forcefully grabs my hand and turns it. The barrel is pointing at Zayne.
If you're not going to kill me, then let me go. Stay back.
A flicker of surprise appears in Zayne's eyes, but that moment of uncertainty quickly fades and his usual coldness returns. Zayne, why are you here? Oh my god, this is bad. Like, Zayne, who should be on a business trip, is in a remote alleyway in the middle of the night with an ultra teenager. He was addressed as Dawnbreaker too. Something isn't right. Questions pile up one after another in my mind as I assess the situation. I slowly try to free my hand from the teenager's grip.
You?
You haven't gotten to the point where death is necessary.
I'm once again taken aback by the cold. You can tell, like, oh my god. I need to know if this is actually Dawnbreaker or it's just Zayne. But you can tell how, like, harsh he is here right now.
But after tonight, that might change.
Oh my god.
The crystals will erode your body. Your skin will be split open, and your bones will be ground to dust. When it reaches your neck, you'll lose your voice. No one will hear you scream.
The way he's talking! The way he's talking! Oh god! I'm like... Oh my god, this is... The person I met before is the same one, standing before me, yet this version of Zayne feels like a stranger. His voice is cold, his gaze is cold, even his breath is the epitome. This is scary! Something seems to trigger a memory in the teenager. His voice trembles as his body curls like a bow being drawn back. He buries his face into his knees.
You're right. They all died like that, after emerging from their cocoons.
Cocoons?
I want to live. But if I'm going to turn into a monster, what's the point? Rather than let the cocoon turn me into a mindless monster, I'd rather die.
Is the cocoon, like, part of Ever? Zayne remains silent and he lowers his gaze as ice crystals silently form in his palm. Is he really going to do this?
A dignified death doesn't exist. Thinking you're in control of the situation by choosing to die, you're only comforting yourself with a lie. Did you escape just so you could die like a dog?
Oh my god, this is so harsh.
Don't lecture me with that nonsense!
The teenager straightens up and lunges at me again, his hands trembling uncontrollably, and he grips my gun with all his strength, refusing to let go.
You're a hunter. A hunter's gun can kill a monster like me, right? Pull the trigger already!
Oh my god. Oh my god, they actually... I don't even know what to do about this. I don't think I should. I don't even know what to... If we don't do it, then Zayne will do it though? Like... Oh my god. I don't even know. You can't be serious. With a flick of my wrist, I toss the hunter firearm away and kick it out of reach. The teenager desperately lunges for the firearm, but Zayne catches him by the waist and pins him against the wall. Stay calm. Focus on my breathing. Exhale. Inhale. I need this. Okay. We need that. You're trembling.
I
know you don't really want to die, so stop saying it. After several seconds pass, the teenager finally comes to his senses. He nods as if emerging from a trance. I still glance at Zayne. His expression is completely serene and unmoved. It's as if he's an aloof observer standing at the crossroads between life and death. Oh my god, I move closer to Zayne, firmly hold his hand in place, and give the teenager a gentle smile. You heard what he said, right? He said you can't die yet. He's the best cardiac surgeon in the city. If he says there's hope for you, then you can be optimistic about the future.
He's a doctor?
I know he might not look the part right now, but he really is the best in his field. Just don't misunderstand his intentions. Oh my god, I really love the fact that she's trying to back Zayne up even after this. She doesn't even know what's really going on. She's shocked that Zayne is Dawnbreaker, but she's actually like vouching for Zayne and trying to back him up and being supportive of him still. Oh my god. You need to go. Now. The teenager freezes for a moment. As soon as Zayne shifts his foot ever so slightly, the teenager spins around and runs away. Zayne. Late into the night, the streets gradually darken. The lights reflect off the snow, make streetlights appear soft and dim. After watching the teenager leave, I turn back to look at Zayne, who feels like a stranger. Oh my god. The small animal of an unknown breed stubbornly refuses to let go of his coat. It whimpers as he pushes it to the ground again. Now that it's just the two of us and this dog. Anyway, you can tell me what's going on, right? Did your business trip end early, or did Osco Hospital call you back for an emergency? While I'm still asking questions, Zayne bends down to pick up the snow-covered scarf. Then he stares at me as if trying to confirm something.
Is this yours?
Oh my god. I'm actually like, this is, what happened? I guess this is the reason why he... Oh my god. If I remember correctly, this is the scarf you picked out 3 days ago.
Oh, then it's mine.
What? As soon as he says this, Zayne walks right past me. You don't know. Oh no, what is happening? He sounds like he doesn't know her here. But that wouldn't make sense because they both know who she... Oh my god, Why are you suddenly acting like you don't know me?
Should I know you?
Oh my god, this is not fair. This is not fun. What the fuck? Like...
If there's nothing else, I'll get going now.
He really just... But your home isn't there.
I know.
Oh my god. He stops in the snow and gives me a cold glance over his shoulder. His voice is devoid of any emotion.
The subway station is this way.
On the empty street, our footsteps crunch in the soft snow. With his tall stature and long legs, Zayne strides quickly and widens the distance between us. I have no idea where he's heading or why he's acting like he forgot who I am. All I can do is quicken my pace to catch up to him. Zayne, answer me. I step in front of him to block his path. A mix of frustration and disbelief makes my chest tighten.
What's the matter?
That's my line. Has your ego gone out of control again? The puppy, whose species I don't recognize, catches up to us. His gaze floats between him and me.
No, I'm perfectly fine.
You can hear how cold he is, and I don't like that. It went from so nice to like, now he's really just like... Zayne casually brushes me aside and continues walking.
Hey, I think a couple is breaking up in the middle of the street.
Oh my god. The puppy quickly shakes the snow off his body and gives me a sympathetic look, and then runs after Zayne, who's already walking away. The two figures soon become dots in the snowy night. Whether it's because of frustration or anger, I stubbornly walk away without looking back, but after a few steps, I feel like something is wrong. Obviously something is wrong! Wait, the direction Zayne's heading in... What? My heart races as I quickly follow the footprints in the snow. Where is he going? Ah! Zayne is unconscious on the ground, his brows tightly knitted as if darkness is dragging him down. You can tell that he's... Oh my god, what is happening? Zayne? I crouch and shake his shoulders, but he doesn't respond no matter what I do. Is he having a nightmare right now? I can't just leave him like this. I try to help Zayne up. As my fingers brush against his neck, I feel a layer of frost. It's unnaturally black. Could this be related to his nightmares again? A heavy sense of foreboding weighs on my mind, but getting him out of here comes first. I struggle to support Zayne's weight as I drag him along one step at a time. Why was he talking about taking the subway? This path actually leads to my apartment complex. Was he changing? Was he having like a dream? Was Dahlberger controlling him and then he just switched back? What? I don't think I'm gonna make it. I'm already. I don't think I'm gonna make this. This is... We just brought him home, right? With his weight pressing against my shoulder, even unusually short walk home felt endless. Zayne and I practically collapsed onto the bed together, the snow from our coats scattering onto the floor. The little white animal anxiously bounces back and forth on the sofa. I pick it up and gently shake Zayne. Oh my god, look at him. His eyes remains closed. A streak of black silently emerges from his sleeve and creeps along his veins until it reaches the back of his hand. Oh, it's really being affected right now, his body. The black ice that appeared on his neck has already spread to this area. I need to wake him up from his dream. I reach out towards the side of Zayne's neck and gather my power. Almost instantly, I see the chaotic surging power raging throughout Zayne's body. Like a force that's been suppressed for eons and is now finally breaking free, a bone-chilling cold surges forth. It makes my entire body shudder. The power within his body is unstable. That's why he lost consciousness. Oh my god! At that moment, Zayne's eyes snap open and grabs my wrist.
What are you trying to do?
Okay. He grabs my hand and pins it. Encased in ice, my wrist is already stuck to the wall once I realize what's happening. I take several deep breaths to compose myself. I'm trying to help you treat the black ice. When did it start appearing?
While I was dreaming.
Okay. He lets go of my wrists and the ice crystals dissolve with it. I guess there's no point in asking. To my surprise, the black frost didn't disappear after our resonance. It stubbornly remains on his body. Nevertheless, Zayne appears much better than before. Remembering how cold he felt, I take out a thermometer to check Zayne's temperature.
Extremely low temperature detected. To protect the device and extend its service life, the system will be automatically turned off in 1 minute.
He's that cold? The reason for the extreme low temperature isn't concerned and tries to prop himself up. Seeing this, I pull out an old-fashioned fair thermometer and even happen. Why are we taking his temperature right now? Freeze. Oh my god, I can't believe we're doing this. I press the sensor against his forehead and playfully pull the trigger.
You're being childish.
As expected, he doesn't move. Beep, lost in thought, I stare at the screen showing his abnormally low temperature. No wonder all the surveillance cameras at the crime scene were damaged by extreme cold. He gets like super cold then when he's in this state. Even though I'm not sure if it'll help, I take out 2 fever pills and hand them to Zayne along with a glass of warm water. This is... I love the fact that she's trying to take care of him. Like, she's trying her best. She's trying to support her man. That's nice.
That's medicine. It's bitter. I'm not consuming it.
You're a doctor. You of all people can't complain about bitter medicine. From what must be the first time in his life, Zayne's voice shows an expression that can only be described as, okay, and... Not knowing how to help him recover, I head to the kitchen and make fresh carrot juice. I don't want to do anything though. Forget about it. Oh, we're trying everything in the book just to make sure Zayne is okay. Wait, let's try. Drink this instead. It's your favorite.
You know my preferences that well?
Zayne seems genuinely thirsty. He tastes the glass, hesitates for a moment, and then chugs it in one go. Our Zayne would never fucking do this. Wait! Our hate that Zayne who will go to war against these carrots is drinking carrot juice? Oh my god. Do you want to give a more detailed review this time? He meets my gaze as the entire glass of carrot juice turns into a solid column of ice in his hand.
It's awful.
At least you drank it. I'm surprised. I see your hatred of carrot juice fit into your DNA. Okay. Yeah, Zayne will forever hate carrots, but that's okay. I don't like carrots either, so. I can't believe this. As the night deepens, the hustle and bustle outside my window gradually fades into silence. I gather every blanket and quilt in the house to stack on top of Zayne. Then I crank my heater up. We're trying so hard. Like, I can't believe, like, it's such a strange situation to see, like, your close friend that you have, like, a slight implication of romantic ties in with him. And the fact that you're just finding out that he's the so-called Dawnbreaker who's like a killer who's going after the Protocol Syndrome Ultrams because he knows the dangers of them. And he's just kind of getting rid of them before it becomes worse. So there are some people who are like, oh, he might be considered a hero because of how bad this is. But like, just us seeing him acting like a complete different person is nuts. Like, he doesn't even seem to know us.
I'm not cold. I've already told you this.
Oh my god.
Take these blankets away.
Why don't you take them off yourself?
I don't have the strength.
Then don't move. He purses his lips only to furrow his brow a moment later.
You've been fussing over me for a while now. Is it for a particular reason?
It's okay. So I'm so lost because I thought it was like known that Dawnbreaker knew MC, but it doesn't sound like he knows MC. So what is the correlation here then? Nobody's in the world underneath it mentions that he knows her. Because due to the dreams that him and current Zayne have. But this is really... I'm so lost. Like, why this is happening to him. You're important to me. Yeah. Uncertainty flickers in his gaze.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't want him to see my expression, so I turn away. It must be so frustrating that we can't... The real reason is simple, actually. Oh, look at it. I can't. When he falls silent, I push away my chaotic thoughts and turn his cold face towards mine. Dawnbreaker, you're very famous. So don't you dare run away or disobey me, or else I'll...
You'll what?
He acts softly. His chin is still tilted up by my hand as he gazes falls to meet mine. I'll make sure you won't live to see tomorrow's dawn. I yank the blanket up to block his voice and gaze in the darkness.
What you described is not the first time this happened to Zayne.
Oh, the final... No, this is not good. Oh my god.
I witnessed it once when he was doing research with me at Mount Eternal. He became a complete stranger overnight, and no one knew what happened to him.
It's like Zayne has like a split personality disorder. That's what, like, on the surface level, that's what it seems like. But like, what the hell? Is Dr. Noah the only one that knows that Zayne has this issue? I figured this wasn't the first time Zayne had been in this state. Dr. Noah's words confirmed my suspicions. How did he recover from it?
That's something only he knows.
So does he just lose? He just at random moments he loses control? Over the phone, Dr. Noah sounds just as troubled as me.
Back then, he ventured deep into Mount Eternal by himself, as if he had something to do there. When we saw him the next day, he had returned to his usual self, the one we all knew. I guess whatever he needed to do was done.
Mount Eternal. That place seems to be hiding a burden that Zayne has never been willing to speak about. But my intuition tells me that whatever changed in Zayne must have happened before the Mount Eternal incident. Those black ice crystals, seemingly out of reach, they linger somewhere in the depths of my memories. What? When I open the door again, I find a ball of white fur sitting by the bed. It's wagging its tail at me. When did you sneak in? As I get closer, I notice the creature is contained within a semi-transparent dome made from ice evil. It restricts its movement. I don't even need to ask who did this. Zayne really doesn't show mercy, huh? The puppy-like animal lets out what sounds like a bark of agreement. I reach out to dispel the evil ice barrier. Then I sit down with the creature in my arms. Now closer to Zayne, I can see his eyelashes trembling in his deep sleep. They're like the wings of a weary bird that's finally resting at home. I wonder if since maybe he feels like he's right next to her and maybe he's gonna feel really calm and be... I think he's gonna, like, if he ends up waking up and then seeing her, it's gonna be like, he's gonna be so lost. I don't know what you're dreaming about, but I hope they're sweet dreams. Good night, Zayne. I just like the fact that she's trying so hard. Like, she put a lot of effort to figure this out for him, to help him out. In the stillness of the night, only the white creature notices a faint sound. A subtle energy seems to be flowing. The white animal's ears twitch as he looks up at Zayne's and the girl's joined hands. They're holding hands? The cold, corrosive sensation gradually fades, and warmth surges through Zayne's cold fingertips like water traveling through a leaf's veins. Oh, she's keeping him like... Oh my god. For the soul that has been trapped in nightmares for so long, the unmelting black ice covering his body finally recedes by bit. While they're together sleeping, she's able to keep him calm enough that his black ice is receding. Wow. Zayne knows that he has this issue. Zayne knows this. Like, he knows he turns into this. And it seems like he does. It just happens out of nowhere at random times. Oh my god.
The investigation into the Alterum and the unidentified suspect is still ongoing. We urge all citizens to remain vigilant, avoid spreading rumors, and exercise caution when traveling alone at night.
It's already the next morning when I wake up. Groggy, I prop myself up and press my temples to clear my mind. Besides me, Zayne is still asleep. It's a rare sight at this hour. I lean closer and slowly become aware of his steady breathing, and I watch as he slightly stirs the fabric across his chest. I don't even want to disturb him because of what's happening. Like, I feel so bad because it's like, that means that this whole time, we've been knowing this whole time that he's been battling these issues, but I didn't know that he was dealing with it now already, like so severely. And now us finding that out for the first time, and Dr. Noah's like, yeah, this has happened before, but we don't know what causes it. We don't, like, he's the only one that knows how, whenever it stops. It's just so, like, bizarre. And the fact that's happening with this boy and this pet trying to find him right now, it's like a whole bag of it's like bad omens are happening, like, right now. Zayne? Are you coming back to us? Okay. This is payback for making me haul you home through the heavy snow yesterday. And that's for freezing my hand to the wall. Holding back my laughter, I give Zayne's nose a gentle pinch. His sleepiness, my baby. It really hurt when you froze my wrist, so I'll pinch your nose for that.
Is messing around with people while they sleep a habit of yours?
I feel his warm breath on the top of my head. My breath hitches as I meet his slightly weary gaze. Zayne? The morning light filters through the curtains and falls onto his tousled hair. Looking into those eyes, I can tell that from... Yeah, even his voice... I was like, his voice sounded Oh my god!
Yes.
Joy wells up inside me as I wave my hand in front of his face. Are you finally awake from your nightmare? He nods. As he stretches his neck, I see the black ice on his body has completely disappeared. You're actually back to normal.
You could phrase that differently.
Before he can say more, I embrace him. He doesn't pull away and gently wraps his arms around my waist. Aww. Look at him. Congratulations. I'm the first person you saw when you woke up.
Yesterday, when I was in that nightmarish state, did I trouble you?
You were a little childish. You were kind of cute. I don't know if these are good. I don't even know. Like, oh, this is hurting my heart. I can't. You were kind of cute. You were a little childish. You were cold, distant, and had an unpredictable temper. You were even a little childish. But that was still you, wasn't it? I'll just think of it as I've seen another side of you, Zayne.
Why do I hear a hint of disappointment in your voice?
Seeing that cold and muffled side of Zayne, even for one night, reminded me of when we barely knew each other. I feel at ease as everything falls into place. A moment passes and I look into his eyes again. How much do you remember about yesterday? Zayne rubs his temples and sits up.
It's a little hazy, but I remember most of it.
Including how you froze my electronic devices and hand to the wall? And how you even told me not to be nosy? Aw, he doesn't like that. He glances away for a moment before his gaze calmly returns to me.
I also remember how you stacked blankets on me and did a test with carrot juice.
Your memory is impeccable. So when did these nightmares start?
They became more frequent after I returned from Chansha City.
Oh my god, I'm so glad we're having this discussion. I was worried that he was just gonna try to, like, brush it off, but I'm so happy that we're getting, like, he's letting us, he's being vulnerable to open up to us about this, because it's...
And in those dreams, I always forget who I am and what I'm supposed to be doing. The me in my dreams, however, has his own mission to complete.
He presses his lips into a thin line and looks at me. The guilt he feels is clear. For some reason, the scene from last night flashes through my mind again. It stirs up emotions I can't quite name. Well, there's no more black ice on your neck and hands. Your palms are warm too. It's safe to say that you passed the physical examination. Welcome back to reality, Zayne. I open my arms and wait for him to initiate the hug this time. I love, like, her love for him is so freaking amazing. Like, even after the initial shock, she took the utmost time to try to figure him out, trying to see how to make him go away. She calmed him down. She slept with him holding his hand to make sure she made sure that Zayne was okay, supporting him through everything. This is so nice seeing the way she is with him, because I feel this way for him. Like, I am just, like, surprised and shocked and Zayne hesitates before leaning down. Then he wraps his arms around me. His warm breath brushes against my neck.
Good morning.
Good morning. Before taking Zayne home, he accompanies me to the association. I'm going to update them on our progress in the altar room investigation. Dawnbreaker vanishes overnight. Some people on the forums joke that he had been broken by the dawn. The police investigation has hit a dead end, and the relentless snowfall is still the biggest obstacle for gathering evidence at the crime scene. While waiting for Zayne to finish shopping, I sit in the car and look at today's news.
Ever, which announced the Fountain of Atay initiative, has revealed the first phase of the project, the Val Sanatorium. According to several reports, Val Sanatorium is using medical pods called rebirth cocoons to treat patients with protocore syndrome.
Rebirth cocoons? My mind quickly latches onto this word. I heard this term yesterday. Yeah, the teenager talked about the cocoons.
You're right. They all died like that, after emerging from their cocoons. Rather than let the cocoon turn me into a mindless monster, I'd rather die.
Oh yeah, so they're telling the public that these are rebirth cocoons to treat protocol syndrome patients. But according to this guy, that means that that's an entire lie. That they're not helping. They're actually making it worse for them. The cocoons the Alterum mentioned must have been these rebirth cocoons. Sensing my troubled thoughts, the white creature pushes his fluffy self from the back seat to sit on my lap. Are you trying to comfort me? Thank you. When Zayne woke up, I asked him about the animal. He said it belonged to some distant relatives. Oh god. Okay. As for why he got lost, stole my scarf, and refuses to leave Zayne's side, Zayne says he's not sure. Okay. So, what kind of creature are you? I decide to take my phone and use its image recognition feature. As the screen refreshes, it shows a majestic... By Zay, the divine beast of By? Oh no. This is the pet for the Master of Fate, Biff! For Zayne! This is By? I cannot believe we're literally currently having the Master of Fate Myth rerun for Zayne like happening right now, the banner. And the fact that they reference it in the main story for him right now? This is By? The divine beast of antiquity knows all beneath heaven and earth. With trembling hands, I cup his face. My gaze travels from his clear eyes to the tiny horns protruding like fresh sprouts near his ears. Oh my god! As I struggle to find the right words, Zayne returns to the car. He has a bag of chocolates and dog food. Since you brought dog food, why don't you keep him? After all, your robot vacuum is the only other living thing in your house. Shouldn't it have a friend?
That won't be necessary. My robot vacuum has its own social life.
Okay. Through the windshield, the warm glow of the headlights cut through the heavy, snowy gloom. A figure is looking around with standing near Zayne's house. It's a young boy in plain clothes. He's holding a book in his arms. Oh my god, the boy is here! In his house! As soon as we get out of the car, the boy's face lights up with excitement and anticipation. He spreads his arm wide. Forgotten, the books fall to the ground. Oh my god!
Emissary!
Every fucking myth is connecting right now, and I am... What the... He knows this boy, right? Oh my god, don't... Oh my god, why are you... I was like, it's a cliffhanger, bro, we got the next part. Wait! So is the Foreseer and Master of Fate myth connecting right now? All in... And Dawnbreaker all in one fucking, like... thing? What? Zayne must know this boy, though. The unfamiliar teenager rushes towards Zayne, who's standing behind me. The mysterious little creature wagging his tail runs over as well. Soon enough, all three of them are tangled in a group hug. Okay.
Let go of me.
The teenager steps back, then he excitedly scoops up the small animal.
So that's where you went, Shuchi. Why didn't you tell me?
Watching this harmonious scene between human and animal, I'm touched, but then I quickly became confused. What did he just call you? Whose kid is this? Hold on. What did he just call you? Is he role-playing as your servant or your son in a fantasy setting?
Don't jump to conclusions. He's the son of a distant relative, and he loves sci-fi movies and cartoons. I suppose his latest hobby is running away from home.
Oh my, he knows! Zayne knows a lot more than he's saying. Oh. But now that I'm looking at him, this kid reminds me of... I study the boy's round face, his straight posture, and those mature eyes sparkling with excitement. Come to think of it, there's really is a teeny tiny resemblance. Hey! Before I can finish my sentence, Zayne swiftly taps his knuckle against the top of my head.
You should channel your brain power into writing a research paper instead.
I'm just teasing you. I know you didn't look like this when you were young. I lean down to get a look at the boy. He has delicate features and appears to be around 11 or 12 years old. Do you live in Lincoln too?
Well, you could say that. I live in the Fractal Library.
Excuse me?
In a nearby residential area.
Oh my... This is... Zayne... Okay, Zayne actually knows a lot. Zayne actually knows a lot then. The Fractal Library? I've never heard of it before. Is it a new building? Knowing he's related to Zayne, I find myself adopting a gentler, friendlier tone. Well, related to Zayne in a spiritual sense. Not... Is this little guy your pet? What breed? Actually, what kind of animal is it?
He's just a regular pet dog. He's not special. Go on, Shuchi. Bark. That's not the correct sound.
What? What the hell?
Okay, now shake.
The small creature glances at me and then at Zayne. He swallows his pride and places his paw in the boy's palm. Zayne stands by the wall with his arms crossed. When he sees my skeptical look, he looks away. This is so, like, uncomfortable. This is probably uncomfortable for Zayne because I think he knows what's happening, or he knows who these people are, and yet he's not fully saying the full thing because he doesn't want her to know, I think. So it's just, this is really something. The boy's face relaxes with relief as his expression shifts to one that says, "I told you so." Can you spin? Can you speak? Well, I guess he does speak, but with bark, I don't even know. I'm so lost. Can you speak? Maybe I'm the one losing my voice. Okay. Oh my god, this is something. Seemingly unable to watch any longer, Zayne waves his phone.
I just got a text from his parents. They're going to pick him up.
Already? Can't you stay for a while longer?
I was actually planning to stay for a while.
Oh my god. Zayne's sharp gaze sweeps over the boy. I might be imagining things, but the child and adult freeze.
Right. I wanted to say hello. Uncle Zayne will send me home.
This is something else.
It's cold, so you should head inside. I'll see him off.
In the dim daylight, Zayne watches the girl wave goodbye. She's out of sight once she closes the door behind her. Okay, now we're gonna have a okay, now, come on, let's go. We need some fucking info right now. The boy catches a snowflake in his palm and silently watches it melt.
Why did you come here?
Hearing the scrutiny in Zayne's voice, the boy's expression shifts to match his severity.
7 years ago, you promised to take up the position at the Fractal Library. I traveled here because I'm asking you to fulfill that promise. You were selected as the emissary of the Divine. Astra ordained it, and your nightmare is the greatest proof of this.
How did Zayne get to the spot then? 7 years. So at 20 years old, he went to this library, found it. What? Got selected by Astra, and Astra made him get these nightmares to become Dawnbreaker. Okay, so that's why. Okay, so it makes sense that after Mount Eternal, that's when you started getting more dreams, because I think by that time he was in his 20s and he was starting to get a few dreams. And then as he gets older, I think he starts to get more frequently, especially recently with the main story and his story branch. He already states that he's been getting a lot more recently. So, Astra, why the fuck are you fucking with Zayne? Like, Zayne speaks before the boy can say no more.
I also said that I had my own choices to make and more important matters to attend to back then.
Why did he accept this position then? The boy's expression grows serene, and his voice carries a maturity unlike the one from a few seconds ago.
Was becoming that version of yourself in the nightmare also a choice? People think they're making choices most of the time, yet they're unaware that all these options lead to one inevitable outcome. Fate falls upon us like this snow. It is silent and inevitable. And you too are destined to become...
He trails off, and the only sound that can be heard is nothing more than a barely audible sigh.
Since you haven't made up your mind, there's no point in me staying here any longer.
So he came here because Zayne told him that in 7 years, at 27, which is now, current timeline, that he was going to take the position as emissary so he could be the first seer, I think? Or at least part of, he took... Why does Zayne agree to this then? Did he think he needed to agree to this? Zayne obviously doesn't want this. If that's why the boy is like, oh, it seems like, you said it, but you don't want to go through with it. So... Okay, there's a lot of thinking. I'm gonna have to figure this shit out on my own. The maturity and composure vanishes as the boy's voice shifts back to a child-like tone.
I left the excessus bracelet you made for me at the library. Can you make me another one, please?
After a resigned sigh, an ice person materializes around the boy's wrist.
Thank you, emissary. I'll take my leave now. In any case, you're welcome to find me at the Fractal Library in Lincoln City. I'll be sure to visit you again as well.
The boy slightly raises his hand, and his fingertips touch the air as a geometric shape gradually unfolds. He bows before stepping into the door woven from countless folded dimensions.
The emissary is a liar. I counted every single day for 7 years.
Oh my god. As if drawn to his accusation, the wind and snow seems to follow through the vanishing door. They're silent. The snow ceases, and Zayne remembers the first time he entered the Fractal Library. Even though it's called a library, its exterior was wasn't remarkably ordinary. It was a building nestled in a quiet corner of Lincoln City's silent streets. The young boy begged him again and again, so he pushed open the slightly weathered wooden door. There were neither bookshelves nor defined boundaries. Instead, an endless garden with intertwining paths appeared before him. A library that seemed to belong to another world stood at the point where these paths converged. As soon as Zayne stepped into the backlight, he raises his head and saw countless bookshelves. They reached toward its tower's summit where sunlight poured in. The library shelves were endless. They were like stairs that led to another dimension. A young person approached them and claimed that Zayne and the young boy were the administrators of this place. In addition, Zayne was destined to become the factual library's owner. What? The young person told him that the factual library, which stood at the intersection of dimensions, didn't really exist in any galaxy. It didn't belong to any civilization either. Each book in the library contains the fate of the world. Zayne wondered if his own fate was among them. Perhaps his nightmares were hidden within a page of these large volumes from the moment he pushed open the door. So he just found this by chance? On that night he returned home from the library, Zayne had a different dream. In that unfamiliar world, he wore robes as he walked in a very tall tower. He was leafing through an ancient tome. Between his pages lay a jasmine petal. Oh my... No. They're actually bringing them for serious. Oh my god, this is actually killing me. Every Zayne timeline of himself is like all coming together here. Between his pages lay a jasmine petal from a spring day, and that spring day belonged to a timeline that he had erased with his own hands. It will forever remain unknown to anyone. Oh my god! So did Astra just somehow got this boy and Zayne together into this library and then was like, you guys are gonna be like the people who owns this library, essentially, or whatever. And but he put as Zayne as de facto leadership for this, as he was gonna be the emissary who was gonna be leading this library. Zayne told the boy that he would come back in 7 years. Obviously he ain't gonna do that at this point, but why would you do... So Zayne knew this whole time that everything was happening. He knew. Wow, it's so confusing, because it's like, you never would have thought that all of them were converging together so much in Zayne's life. But it seems like Zayne has this so much for a while now, and he just never said anything to anybody, because it's for him, I don't think he can even say this to anybody at this point. So it's just really, he's just taking it upon himself to deal with this situation. That's why he's so withdrawn from everybody else most of the time. Just as he enters the house, I finish roasting the tangerines he bought. When I glance out the window, I realize the snow has finally stopped. Did your relative leave already? He must have a strict family.
Yes. He needs to go home and write his reflection paper.
There's a distant quality to Zayne's voice. I sit down beside him and hold out one of the roasted tangerines. The weather is perfect for roasted tangerines. Try it. He stares at me for a long time before finally eating a piece of the tangerine. I wonder if he would eventually tell her everything.
You don't want to know what happened during the past few days when I disappeared?
If the explanation is going to be filled with medical jargon, then no. As for the rest, Zayne would tell me when he wants to, and if his choices doesn't want to, then that's his choice. Well, that's still, even in the Zayne story branch, she was saying like, I'm not gonna push you to tell me if you don't really want to tell me anything. Just, I'll give you space. Like, she's always said that. It's really nice that she gives him time to, whenever he decides to want to, he can tell her as much as he wants to. And like I said, he's been given bits and pieces, but not the whole full story. So, you know, he can't help but smile at my deliberate emphasis on those last words. He takes the half-peeled tangerine from my hands. Soon after, a warm orange slice is brought to my lips.
I said goodbye 3 days ago because I had accepted Carter's invitation.
Oh my god, but why?
I'll be joining the Fountain of Vitae research project.
Huh? Seeing me choke and cough several times, Zayne raises his hand to pat my back.
It's ultimately an excuse. Something unexpected happened, and the nightmare arrived before I could carry out my plans.
You have some hidden agenda, and that's why you're joining this fucking research team. Like, there's no way fucking hell you're gonna be joining Carter, considering the whole BS that you guys have together. Like, there is no way.
Lately, Oxo Hospital has received a large influx of unusual cases involving protocore syndrome patients. Some died shortly after hospitalization. Others transformed within a month and became...
An Alterum? Zayne nods.
All these patients had recovered at Val Sanatorium after entering a medical pod called the Rebirth Cocoon.
I think the reason why he accepted it is because I think he's trying to find more information secretly. Like, he's not doing it just because he actually wants to. I think he's doing this because he has an agenda that he wants to do. Val Sanatorium, according to the news report this morning, it is the first phase of the Fountain of Vitae.
Carter told me that Ever will soon hold a press conference to demonstrate the Rebirth Cocoon's effectiveness to the public.
Wouldn't that mean more unsuspecting protocol symptoms patients would go to Val Sanatorium?
We can't let them do as they please.
Mm-hmm.
I want to stop Ever's plans, not just for the protocore syndrome patients. There's...
Zayne trails off as he lowers his gaze.
I want to make amends for a mistake. One that should have been corrected years ago. Yet it still haunts me to this day.
I realize that for Zayne, this carries a greater, more painful significance. Yeah, Zayne has a lot of guilt. Like Dr. Noah said, he questions whether it's guilt guilt in the past that he's stuck with, or the fact that it makes him drive to move forward. He really has this where it is both, where I even said it was both, that he has such a thing for the past because he hated the fact of what happened in the past, and that's why he's been trying so hard to fix his mistakes, researching outside of Lincoln. So the fact that this whole situation is happening and it involves what he's trying to do, that's why he's accepting it, because he's trying to find a way still. Darling!
I know I disappeared without a word before, but... will you come with me this time?
Oh my god, he's asking us to come with him. Asking me like that isn't fair. I know he helped me so many times before, and I'll agree to any request he makes. It's just... I still need a reason. Now that he's finally bringing everything to me, I won't let him have his way so easily. What's in it for me? The whereabouts of the ether core during Ever, or more leads about the biometric key? A few sweet words aren't enough to make me risk my life with you. I need a more convincing reason. I need a more tempting reason. tempting wouldn't make sense in this case because she's already establishing that she wants more answers. Okay.
Do you remember what you told me about the deep space collision chamber at the Gaia Research Center?
Yes, they conduct experiments to create me, their precious energy source.
Ever plans to restart that project? The new program they're showcasing at the sanatorium might be related to it.
And I already thought that they were doing that. I'm surprised that they didn't restart it. I actually thought the whole time that that's what everyone was planning, or they already were doing that. Especially since with Caleb's homecoming wins, they were already establishing that they were trying to find test subjects, or they were already starting it. So like, I thought they been did that, especially since there was already a few wanderers, or a few people who were already experimented on, and since they failed, they were kind of just sacked to the side and weren't used. That's why there was a weird Skyhaven problem with the wanderers being around. And, you know, even MZ almost got attacked by one because they were like, oh, we got experimented by him because he said he would take what was his name, Lucius? He said he would take them in, and then after he took them, he took the kids in, they got experimented on, and whoever failed wasn't good enough. And that's what happened. I thought they already just were experimenting on them.
Isn't that a very convincing invitation?
Days, I see something flicker out of the corner of my eye, a fluffy white tail. Zayne and I turn around at the same time. What was his name? Shiki? Or should I just buy Zay? Because aren't you supposed to be with your owner? I don't think he's leaving anytime soon. Crouch near the robot vacuum. I'm gonna say it. Shiki? I'm gonna butcher this, I'm really sorry. Whimpers. Those clear, innocent round eyes look at me first and then at Zayne.
You're staying here to watch the house.
Okay. In the white testing facility, a row of circular medical pods line the room. Surrounded by soft silvery light, they float in the air, their translucent walls gleam with tranquility. Exquisite and graceful like meticulously crafted crystals, they pulse and contract with the rhythm of beating hearts. At any moment, it seems their contents might break free and soar towards the sky. Oh. Is that what it was? Okay. Alright, battle time. Never mind. After driving west on the highway for 2 hours, patches of green vegetation finally appears amidst the desolate landscape. Looking through the window, I can see the distant dome of Val Sanatorium loom in the morning mist. After yesterday's events, we decided to tour the sanatorium as visitors to investigate. The fountain of a tea, the rebirth cocoon, the press conference, none of these can be tackled in a single move. However, we can assess the situation first before planning our next move. I just really like the fact, I'm just so excited that Zayne asked us to join him in his mission to do this, because we technically align on what we want to be not happening. Like, I'm so happy that he was so open to tell us what he is doing, the fact that he wants us to join us, and I just like the fact that we're just doing this together. Like, are we almost there? I feed the last cookie to Zayne as he drives. Oh, he nods and takes a moment to gather his thoughts before speaking.
There are things I need to tell you.
Yes?
The technology used in the rebirth cocoon is from a research project Carter and I worked on when we were in medical school.
Oh, yeah, because if I remember correctly, I think it was in the world underneath. I think they mentioned that Zayne, he had like a whole medical project that he destroyed evidence on because he knew it was going to be a problem. But Carter, I guess, was able to replicate it.
Back then, I began researching the application of protocors in implantable devices under Dr. Noah's guidance. It was also something I was interested in personally. At first, the research progressed smoothly. Yet when we started doing experiments... We need to stop researching this.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, this was set in the world underneath that he didn't like where this was going, and then I think he destroyed the evidence of it.
The protocore energy has completely corroded the heart. Our experiment failed.
But the heart started beating again. It just grew some black crystals, that's all.
It just grew some black crystals. That's fuck. Like, Zayne and Millie knew something was wrong, and Carter was like, "No, that's okay. Like, you know, it's gonna be all right." You fucked up. Like, come on.
Did you know? The lab mouse we performed a protocore implant surgery on transformed into a wanderer and devoured its fellow test subjects.
Why is Carter sounding like this is a good thing? I would like to know. Like,
Zayne, our experiment wasn't a failure. We succeeded!
no, you didn't.
We've discovered humanity's next evolutionary form!
No.
We definitely need to visit that barbecue place near the campus tonight to celebrate.
The experiment didn't lead to new life. It turned people into wanderers, minions of a protocore.
That's so bad that Zayne automatically knew this was a bad idea. Like, from the second it failed, he knew it was bad and told them to stop researching it. And Carter didn't give a damn and just went on with it like it was fucking nothing, and was like, "This is gonna be the next biggest thing for humanity. We need to continue this." Like, not like he didn't give a damn that people were like, anything could be turned into a wanderer if they're doing this experiment. When the main problem is wanderers in this fucking area. I don't get that. What the
It was a Pandora's box that should have remained sealed.
That's really sad because Zayne knew and he couldn't stop it. Like, they just took the project that they did and that was it. Like,
I destroyed all the related research
Yeah.
data that day.
mm-hmm.
I hope to keep this truth buried forever.
The Carter had to F it up, and the Carter didn't see it that way, huh?
No. He named it X-Heart and took it to Xander Sciences. It was later implemented in the rebirth cocoon, which is the first step in the Fountain of Ate.
That's so bad that they're doing actually wrong, and they're just here thinking that they're doing the right thing. Finishing his story, Zayne falls silent. However, his grip on the steering wheel indicates he's still caught in his memories. This is a mistake he wanted to make amends for. Not wanting him to dwell on the past, I clear my throat and lighten the mood. I used to think about how if we had gone to the same university, I would have dragged you out to have fun every single day. We watch the flowers bloom in spring, enjoy the summer rain, collect autumn leaves, have snowball fights in winter. But based on what I heard, you must have been too busy to do any of that with me.
Not at all. In our lab, we always said it's best to take a 4-hour break while data is being collected. Then we can see the results after. So during those times, I would have been available at least.
Okay. Come on.
I was joking.
I love you. Oh my god, Zayne.
If you were there, I would have always made time for you.
The car turns into a newly paved road, passes a sign that says Val Centurium, and comes to a stop in the parking lot.
I'm not familiar with the sanatorium's interior layout. If you encounter any danger during this visit, remember not to go in alone.
Don't worry, I'm a professional. While I speak, I catch a glimpse of White approaching us. Carter, who's here to receive us, wears a casual white business suit. Only a naval blue butterfly pin adorns his collar.
Have you been waiting long, Zayne?
No, we just got here.
Carter leans down towards the car window. Upon seeing me, his eyes crinkle and his smile. Oh, no! Do not fuck.
When Zayne called about needing 2 visitor passes, I had a feeling you'd be accompanying him.
No, just get out. I compose myself, smiling politely. I step out of the car, but just as I'm about to speak,
Let's skip the pleasantries and head inside.
following Carter, we enter the long corridor that connects the parking lot to the sanatorium's lobby. My gaze falls on the emblem at the entrance. Under the curved shape are the following: Eternity Vanquishes Evolution Restraint Group. Without a doubt, this is our logo. Carter activates the scanner, and a white light immediately sweeps over Zayne and me. A cheerful, electronic female voice speaks.
Visitor identification verified. Zayne. I am Telomere, the AI management system of Val Sanatorium. Welcome to our facility. We hope you have a good day here at the sanatorium.
Oh no. The doors slide open, and we enter the first floor lobby of Val Sanatorium. Pristine white surrounds us. The ceiling is unadorned, and its white surface seemingly integrated with a recessed lighting system along its edges. Beneath our feet, a gentle light bathes the white marble floor and illuminates every corner of the lobby. This place seems...
Bright yet oppressive.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it's white. Like, why is everything just white and lights and... Yes. Pristine, silent, and unchanging. It's as if time itself stands still within its walls. In this environment, these and I stand out like 2 stains on the otherwise white canvas. A few doctors in white lab clothes passed by us, although they were quietly discussing patients' medical conditions and nodded in Carter's direction.
Since Zayne personally asked me for visitor clearance, I should give you 2 a proper tour.
Side by side, we follow Carter as he leads us to the reception desk in the center of the lobby.
I see the Fountain of Ate finally caught your interest. All those phone calls over the past month weren't in vain.
Man, Carter tried so freaking hard.
But I'm curious. What made you change your mind?
Carter stops in his tracks by the reception desk. He turns around, his signature smile returning with narrow eyes.
You kept talking about humanity's future. I wanted to see if it would actually come to pass. Besides, nobody knows Exhart better than me.
Carter's eye twitches. After a long silence, he suddenly erupts into a fit of laughter and shatters the lobby's tranquility.
Good, good.
Ew, that sounded... The laughter sounded mechanical. I don't like that shit.
You've convinced me. Everyone deserves a second chance at redemption. Remember, Zayne, I gave you this chance.
Carter, you're a piece of shit. You know this ain't it.
And what about you, Miss Hunter?
When I received this question, I delivered my carefully prepared response. Since Zayne is joining the research project, I wanted to see what it's all about. Carter tilts his head. His gaze floats between Zayne and me before settling on Zayne. The amusement in his eyes is obvious.
I see. Even the strongest relationships need a solid foundation. I'll make sure you get a good position here.
He turns around and shakes the brochure entire next to him. The neatly arranged brochures scatter in disarray, and he pulls out 2 copies with a smile. He gives them to us.
The only downside to this place is that it's too by the book. But I guess that doesn't really affect you, Zayne.
It's about complicated medical cases. The then booklet methodically categorizes various diseases that conventional medicine has yet to cure. It's like a university department, and the facility's patients are eager students with a thirst for knowledge. The commotion breaks out in the distance. I look up. It's a group of elegantly dressed visitors being led into the lobby by a receptionist. They're being guided upstairs for a tour. On the staircase leading to the 2nd floor, several patients in white hospital gowns are walking down the steps. That's I expected to see many high-profile figures in this place, but even then, I never thought I'd see her. Karen, who's 43 years old, is a war correspondent. She's won numerous prestigious journalism awards. Karen? Oh my god! Oh my god! She spent years reporting from the front lines, faced countless life-threatening situations, and earned a large amount of respect. Oh my god, this is the one that journal. Oh my god, every world underneath is connecting. A year ago, she was attacked by a wanderer, got protocol syndrome, and rarely appeared in public since then. I met her a few times at Oxford Hospital. I heard she was also one of Zayne's patients. Oh my god!
Dr. Zayne, it's been a while.
Noticing us, she comes over to say hello. Zayne acknowledges her with a slight nod.
Miss Karen?
Someone of her caliber choosing ever. That's probably the best endorsement they could ask for.
I heard that when she left Axo Hospital, she had less than 2 months to live. Her daughter had just learned to say mama when you handed her a death sentence. How cruel.
Shut up.
Dr. Carter, the patient in room A504.
Carter gestures for us to wait a moment. Then he takes a few steps to discuss something with the man at the front desk. Noticing my silence, Zayne stops in his tracks.
What are you thinking about?
It's nothing. I just realized that Ever seems to have a knack of exploiting human vulnerabilities by any means necessary. How else could they have gathered people from different backgrounds and beliefs and make them devoted to a single cause?
The key to obedience isn't promising heaven, it's using hell as a threat. After all, everyone fears illness and death.
Footsteps, accompanied by a familiar voice, approach from behind. I turn.
We meet again, Miss Hunter. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Benedict, the director of Val Sanatorium.
You. From what I remember, he had another identity. I met him at the place where the Alterum died. You're the detective who spoke to me that day. What? Oh, that's why he seems so off. Oh my god!
I'm honored you remembered me, Miss Hunter.
Oh no. He smiles not with an embarrassment of someone whose identity has been exposed, but with the composure of a performer waiting for the audience reaction to a grand reveal. Alarm bells ring in my mind, but he quickly shifts his placid gaze to Zayne.
It's been a while, Dr. Zayne. Welcome aboard.
Oh my god. That's the end for this chapter. Oh my god. Okay, which one was it? Lincoln Online? No, was it? No, which one was it that had the... There was one in particular that had, like, I think there was a person that was talking about stuff. I don't know where that is right now. This is Raphael's thing? No. There was a... Okay, there's a world underneath. I can't find it right now, but, like, there was a world underneath that was specifically about a journalist who was writing constantly and did a lot of random missions that could be life-threatening. And then they stated that one day she just stopped writing and then she was kind of just disappeared. And like there was like no... They didn't know like what happened to her or something like that. I don't remember what it fully was, but like I remember there was one... the fact that she's now as a patient under Ever, and Carter being like, oh, you told her she only had 2 lives to live. Well, guess what? She's here and she's thriving here, and it's it's because of us. Like, fucking rubbing it into Zayne's face. Like, come on. Like, I can't believe that shit. I'm so mad. Like, I can't believe that we got so much information from Zayne. The fact that we now know about Dawnbreaker Zayne. Dawnbreaker Zayne timeline, we know. Dr. No one knows. They don't know what causes it. It's just that it just happens, and then he magically becomes normal again. Nobody knows shit except Zayne, really. Zayne's Foreseer past and Master of Fate past is coming together in this timeline too. The fact that he knows about the library. He knows that he signed up to be under Astra. Like, he knows everything somehow. Like, he just hasn't said anything. He's been keeping it to himself, having all this guilt and nightmares and terrors and he has so much. He's suffering so much, and he keeps it to himself because he doesn't want to hurt nobody, nothing. Like, and the fact that he was willing to tell us a lot and asked us to come with him for what he wants to do. I'm just like, I'm just shocked, like, that this happened, and I'm just so happy seeing our girl MC being so supportive. And when the Dawnbreaker stuff happened, she tried her utmost best to make him feel warmer, to recede his black eyes, she was trying everything to make sure he was okay. Like, seeing him be in pain, seeing the way he is different, you could tell there's a difference in his voice. His VA, top notch, but you could tell there's a difference between Dawnbreaker Zayne and the normal Zayne. And it saddens me to see how much he's suffering, like, the way it's being talked about, and the fact that everybody's kind of hounding him because he's the best doctor, and that's why they go to him for everything. He's the person to go for Astra, for the emissary. He's the one that has the divine power. It's just, he's a lot on the line for everything. With so many people behind him, that I wonder, I think that's what he said in the second chapter, with so many people behind me, I have to go forward with what I want, what I have to do. And I think this is what is happening here. I'm just worried how this is going to play out, because I know stuff is going to happen in the next chapter. But let's go through these battles, and then we will start the next chapter in a few. Alright, now we're going to start chapter 4, which says, Snow Fades at Dawn. This is getting quite nerve-wracking. Now that we're finally at Ever's location, and we're gonna see what's their deal with what they're actually doing. Benedict extends his hand as a friendly gesture. Zayne barely returns the handshake before quickly withdrawing.
Wait, you two know each other? Why didn't anyone tell me?
Dr. Zayne and I met at Mount Eternal. However, it was a brief encounter.
Oh.
I remember. I didn't expect us to meet again here.
When Benedict is introduced, I learned that he was once a distinguished doctor. He served as a mentor of a group of new recruits during the Battle of Mount Eternal. However, he withdrew from the position at the halfway point for personal reasons.
We're not officially open to the public yet, but this sanatorium has already become the preferred choice for many patients. As the director, I'm truly grateful that everyone has embraced the philosophy of the Fountain of Vitae.
Through the glass walls lining both sides of the corridor, the sanatorium's new patients can be seen. They're undergoing a physical examination. Each patient is accompanied by their assigned medical staff member. The check-ins proceed quickly, virtually no waiting time. When you hear rebirth cocoon, what comes to your mind?
Metamorphosis.
Outside the ascending elevator, the stark whiteness gradually gives way to green. A vibrant garden appears before us, and suddenly everything clicks. When someone returns from death's door, and this is the first thing they see, a crescent-shaped corridor encircles the towering trees surrounded by emerald-like grass dotted with vibrant flowers. The area overlooks a circular azure lake. They feel like they've been given a second chance at life.
To be frank, we need Dr. Zayne's help to improve our experiment's success rate.
He speaks as if discussing statistics rather than matters of life and death. If they're still oh my God, I can't speak. If there's still room for improvement, shouldn't you inform your patients about the so-called success rate?
They're aware. The patients who've been given terminal diagnoses voluntarily agreed to participate in the experiment. It's a deal with mutual consent. Besides, who would choose to wait for death's certainty when given the chance to roll the dice of fate?
Damn, this is really bad.
3rd floor.
As the elevator doors open, an unexpected gust makes me squint. Before me is a familiar white corridor. It's empty and clean. The corridor is lined with separate rooms on both sides, and through the semi-transparent glass, I see egg-shaped experimental pods. Here are the rebirth cocoons. Their mysterious nature has been revealed. Melted on bases lined with energy circuits, they emit a gentle glow. Contrary to what we expected, Carter and Benedict seem quite willing to show us everything. Yet what we see feels like a meticulously crafted exhibition for the visitors. The light bathes everything in a soft, warm tone to create a sort of cocoon effect. Even the air filtration system can be adjusted to stimulate different scents based on mood. Every detail is made to spark a desire for life and create an illusion of being truly alive. Wow. A soft hum fills the air as fluorescent blue energy flows through the tubes and rapidly enters the chamber. The connected monitor displays the rebirth cocoon's interior in real time. Inside, a young girl receiving treatment clutches her chest. She takes deep, labored breaths. Pain covers her already pale face as she breaks into a cold sweat. Her hands tremble, and she soon starts convulsing. Seconds after the device activates, her breathing steadies at a remarkable rate. Her convulsions stop. As time passes, her breathing finally becomes regular. Exhausted, she closes her eyes and seemingly drifts into a deep, dreamless slumber. The video speed sparkles with light as text appears to indicate the treatment is complete. Benedict presses a button on the wall, and the treatment room smart glass returns to its opaque, milky white state. What the heck did they do?
Dr. Zayne, these should interest you the most. The treatment consists of 7 sessions. Patients show significant improvement in health indicators after each one.
He hands over a document that contains experimental data from several such test subjects. Zayne's gaze lingers on the first page of half a second before turning to Carter, who's standing to the side with a self-satisfied look.
I won't be sugarcoating anything. Your experiment has failed to meet its objectives. You've lost control of the cellular mutation process.
You could have used a little bit of sugar.
Shut up.
Zayne, the rebirth cocoon is our most successful experimental product to date. Our ultimate goal is to achieve humanity's perfect form through genetic and cellular reconstruction.
Well, in him emotion, Zayne glances at him. Then he taps the data success rate column with his knuckle.
These numbers are far from perfect.
Someone's using his expertise well.
As the creator of X-Art, I can tell you that your so-called success merely uses the existing technology to temporarily delay the disease's progression. And if it fails, there's a likely chance that the patients will transform. Then they'll begin to turn into wanderers.
Every treatment carries risks. If we only relied on your safe methods, then...
I don't understand why would they risk fucking wanting wanderers around if that's the main issue here. This just pisses me off that they know this is a problem and yet they just don't care because they're like, well, we're extending life. It's fine. There's a way to do it, but this is not the right way. Like, Zayne knows this shit. Why the fuck? It's pissing me off that Zayne's trying to tell them straight up like this, stop doing this shit, this is wrong, and Carter is still fucking being here, being like, why aren't you listening to us instead? Like, Zayne closes the file and hands them back to Benedict. His expression remains calm throughout the exchange.
Of course. I understand you're challenging the impossible. That's why I decided to join. I enjoy challenging the impossible.
As they continue their thoughtful verbal sparring, my gaze is drawn to the curved floor-to-ceiling window beside us. Outside, patients in white hospital gowns walk across the verdant lawn. They create an unexpectedly peaceful scene. At that moment, my heart detects a strange energy. It pulls me forward. This feeling, it's just like before when I was in the ruins of the Gaia Research Center. I gently nudge Zayne. He understands and takes a step to converse with Benedict and Carter. Then he successfully leads them away. After making sure no one's around, I slip into the descending elevator. Okay, what are we sensing?
You're not allowed in there, miss.
I see.
You can't go there either.
Wow.
Miss, visitors are restricted to the public areas on the first and second floors. We aim to respect our patients' privacy.
I turn to meet the receptionist's polite yet weary gaze and nod. Alright then, I'll head back. It was that way, right? I point to a spot in the distance. Confused, the reception turns to look, and I prepare to make my escape. But I'm yanked by the hem of my top. The faint energy I've sensed disappears. What? What happened? Who's messing with us? Who was messing with us? Like, in the hallway, the receptionist has finally noticed my disappearance and is looking everywhere for me. The sliding door closes. I turn around, cautious, only to find myself face to face with someone familiar.
You're the young lady who accompanied Dr. Zayne.
Miss Karen?
Allow me to properly introduce myself. I'm Karen, a patient with Protocore syndrome.
A silver of light from the outside filters through the Venetian blinds and illuminates her gentle features. She extends her hand, then yet steady, towards me. I politely return her handshake.
I know you and Dr. Zayne are here to investigate the Fountain of Ate, or rather, the rebirth cocoon. However, the press conference for it is coming up, and you're not the only ones keeping an eye on things.
You said exactly what I was thinking. Are you also going undercover so you can gather information? She nods, but after a moment passes, she shakes her head.
Sort of. My original reason for coming here was simple. I wanted to live. Isn't it strange? After all, I was a war correspondent who once risked everything on the battlefield. Yet, after returning to civilian life, I'm afraid of death. I even believed in far-fetched promises.
When it comes to matters of life and death, I have no right to judge, let alone interfere with other people's choices. Yet I also wonder, if I were a patient, would I pin my hopes on this experiment despite knowing full well how absurd it is? But I hesitate, unsure if I should reveal what I know.
You want to say that this experiment is turning people into monsters. Those things called the Alterum. I was there during the Battle of Mount Eternal. I saw people transform into monsters with my own eyes. Whether you're trying to stop it or investigate it, 2 people won't be enough to treat this as a simple matter.
She turns around and opens a drawer. She takes out a small, elegant notebook and hands it to me.
This may seem sudden, but I need your help. And I believe you might need mine as well. It'll be necessary to prevent this press conference from taking place.
But why would you... Questions flood my mind, but I can't find the right one to ask.
As it stands, I'm their most successful test subject.
Okay.
That visitor just disappeared around here.
The receptionist I managed to shake off earlier hurries towards us. Karen responds with a slight smile.
Take this with you. When you get out, tell them you saw the patient in room A107 faint. You were just escorting me back to my room.
I understand. Thank you. This is so bad.
Miss, how did you end up here? Is there anything I can help you with?
The patient in room A107 just collapsed. You should check in on her. While skeptical, the receptionist quickly summons doctors and nurses. The quick response suggests Karen's presence carries a special weight here. From my first visit to the sanatorium, uncovering these crucial leads is more than I could have hoped for. As for those secrets that lie deeper in the shroud of mystery and finding a way to stop Carter and Benedict's plans, that would take more time. I wonder how Zayne is doing. I should act like I don't know anything when I meet up with him. Pushing these thoughts aside, I carefully hide the notebook on my person before heading towards the big white building. She's gonna get caught. As the tour is about to end, Carter is once again urgently called away by his assistant.
As the creator of Exhart, seeing your technology destroyed because of a momentary lapse in judgment.
Ugh.
Do you feel regret or disbelief? I had imagined both reactions, yet I see neither on your face.
Because that's not how he feels. That's the point.
You must have been away from the operating room for too long, Mr. Benedict. You seem to have forgotten that showing emotions on one's face is the most ill-advisable thing a doctor can do.
Benedict smiles and chooses to ignore the sarcasm. I love how Zayne is acting this. This is so fucking good. He's like pushing and pressing on someone, like knowing like that they're wrong. And he's like, nope, you're not gonna fucking hear from me that is good, so.
I'll be honest. I don't trust you, Dr. Zayne. But no one else has your outstanding qualifications and experience. It's precisely why I want to bring you on board, even when I know you don't agree with our philosophy.
Since you're being candid, Mr. Benedict, I'll also discard the pleasantries. As I've said, I want to challenge the impossible. We each have something to gain, no? This collaboration could work.
Is challenging the impossible your only reason? Will you really let others handle your life's work? Don't you want to find out who created those Alterum?
You certainly enjoy speculating about others' feelings.
I just can't help but wonder, if your bold experiment back then was completed, would the results have been different? In any case, Miss Hunter will tell you about her impressions of the tour after she's done with her disappearing act.
The clamor from downstairs seeped through the window and causes subtle vibrations in the air. Calm as always, Zayne meets his gaze.
I look forward to our cooperation in the future.
Oh. So Benedict already knows that we're doing shit. Like he obviously knows that something is up. That's why he's like, I don't trust you, and I don't trust this girl either because I know you guys are doing something. Something is up, but I'm just letting you stay here for now. So they know something is up. And just like that, our first tour comes to a close. After leaving the sanatorium, life for Zayne seems to have returned to normal. Barely finding a moment's rest, he rushes between Axel Hospital and the sanatorium. For the time being, everyone seems preoccupied with their grand visions with the Father of Tia. The leads related to the Ether Core have also gone cold. Meanwhile, protocol syndrome cases are multiplying at an incredible rate. Axel Hospital emergency room is constantly overwhelmed. Medical teams worldwide continue to test new treatments, but the results remain disappointingly ineffective. It's as if a deity somewhere in the cosmos uncertain about the world's fate keeps listlessly rolling the dice again and again. Wow, this is so bad. Like, their treatment's not doing anything.
Aren't you supposed to save people's lives?
Oh, God.
My wife is critically ill, and you're just letting her die.
Where's Dr. Zayne? Isn't he the leading expert on protocore syndrome? Why can't he see us first?
Doctor, my child was perfectly fine yesterday. Why did the condition worsen?
I'm so mad because I feel like Ever's like pushing it on Axel, and that's why Zayne is getting all the blame. Like, are you like for real? Like, this is like what is seeming like that their experimentation is still not good enough. Zayne obviously explains to them it ain't good enough, and they're still getting worse by the day. Like, in the break room for the Division of Cardiac Surgery, the doctors and nurses can finally get a few minutes of rest. Exhausted, they slump into their chairs. I feel bad.
We're humans, not gods. We want to take care of everyone too.
In 3 days, Ever will officially unveil the rebirth cocoon at their press conference. It is designed to treat protocore syndrome.
I really hate this because they're doing this as a fucking big publicity thing and being like, "Oh, this is gonna be so great," and Oxo is taking the hit. Oxo Hospital and Zayne in particular is taking the hit for it. That's not fucking fair.
We interviewed Ms. Karen, one of the first patients who underwent this treatment. She will appear at the press conference. We might be witnessing a medical revolution. Only time will tell.
Everyone remains silent as they watch through the transparent partition in the door. From the corridor, they observe Zayne's focused expression.
Isn't Dr. Zayne supposed to be on leave?
Officially, maybe. I bet he's just busy with other projects. Things just aren't the same without Dr. Zayne here. Seeing him around makes me feel at ease. It doesn't matter how exhausted I am.
Yvonne lets out a deep sigh and turns to open the storage cabinet. With practiced ease, she breaks 2 dietary loose clothes sticks to hand out to her colleagues behind her.
Let's eat these and give it our all.
Oh, she's so sweet. Okay, 7:10 p.m.
Doctor, if I get sick, will I turn into a monster?
No.
Really? Will from the bed next to me said these crystals will eat us and turn us into big monsters.
Dr. Zayne, I'd like to process my child's discharge papers. If you could...
Lexi's condition has shown improvement. I advise you not to transfer hospitals at this time.
But everyone's saying Ever has a new treatment. We
Oh
really
my
want to
God,
try
this
it.
They're really, like, getting brainwashed by Ever. This is fucking bullshit. Like, they don't even want to be treated by Zayne anymore because of Ever.
The pulmonary artery aneurysm has ruptured. There is insufficient blood volume for circulation. Dr. Zayne, we can pronounce the time of death.
Damn. No, this is so bad.
Time of death, 2:23 a.m. Notify the family.
Oh my God, you could tell this is bad because you could tell he's not liking this. Like, you could tell, like, the guilt he's feeling at this point over this. Like, using the wall to support himself, a teenager in a warm gray hoodie staggers along. He stops to catch his breath with each step. Every organ feels twisted and turned inside out. His nerves scream from the agony and pain. They threaten to rob him of his strength to stand. His vision blurs as he collapses against the wall. His arms shake uncontrollably as he tries to brace himself. Something races beneath his skin.
I'm not a monster. I don't want to become a monster.
I'm like... It's really pissing me off that they're not seeing how bad this is being, and the fact that all of the hate is going to Zayne instead of them. It's really frustrating to me. Like, Zayne is not happy. You can tell he's not happy. Like, this was really like. This is really pissing me off. The violent urge surges through him once more as he stares at his hands. They cover in sharp crystals. He's fighting against the impulse to plunge them into his own heart. Yet he can't bring himself to do it. Cold snowflakes fall onto his body that reaches fever pitch, and man's steady footsteps approach. He stands at the end of the road, his tall figure nearly blocking out all light from the street lamp. Oh my god, he's here. The teenager can still make him out, however. It's the same guy.
You're the killer. Or the doctor. We meet again.
This isn't a coincidence. I'm here specifically because of you.
Is that so? Am I turning into a monster?
He forces his eyes to close for a moment, even his vision is starting to blur. The man clad in black slowly approaches him. The teen feels an unexpected sense of peace.
I knew you'd save me.
Just as something foreign bursts through his skin to strike at the man before him, the teen hears the crystalline sound of ice forming beside his ear.
It'll be over soon.
The patient in room A103 is experiencing memory loss, continual emotional detachment, and exhibiting behavioral patterns that differ from usual. 3 days after entering the rebirth cocoon, the boy from room A210 disappeared without a trace. The patient from room A379 experienced a violent episode while awaiting treatment.
Wow, she's been taking notes over everybody that's happening.
The rebirth cocoon's performance has improved. I was chosen as the ideal test subject. They believe I'm the closest to success.
The notes Karen gave me consist almost entirely of observation reports on other test subjects. Her journalistic instincts made her distrust this research project from the start. She had already noticed something was off about it. This is... A worn, creased photo slips out from between the notebook pages. Its edges reveal the countless time it's been handled. In the photo, Karen is holding a little girl who's no more than 3 years old. Both of them are smiling at the camera. Is that her daughter? I quickly understand why she wants to live despite her doubts about this project. Yeah. When did you get back? The breaking dawn appears outside the window as the sky grows brighter. Perhaps it's just my imagination, but I think I can see those black ice crystals on his arm again. But when I move closer to check, it seems I'm imagining things. Zayne watches me without saying a word. I realize that I only came over last night to help feed Shiki. But I got so caught up in analyzing the clues that I accidentally fell asleep on the couch. Sorry, I went a little overboard when I made myself at home. A moment passes and a faint smile tugs at the corner of his lips.
Is there a passcode in this house that you don't know?
I clear my throat and hand him the notebook. I try to prevent us from getting sidetracked. In any case, I believe Karen is our best lead right now. Recently, Ever has made the public announcement about their best test subject who will make an appearance at the press conference. Unlike those big spenders and socialites, Karen has a positive, approachable image. She also has a good reputation in the eyes of the general public. They're trying to use her to build public support and convince more people to believe in their cause. By giving me these notes, she probably hopes I'll help her stop the press conference or even put an end to the project altogether. So I thought, for a while I've been talking to myself, and then he hugs me from behind. Zayne?
Yes, I'm listening.
Oh my god. Okay. His embrace is as gentle as if the slightest touch might shatter something fragile. Did something happen?
It's cold.
Oh my god. To think someone who's like snow could feel chilly, I paused before turning around to embrace it. Wow, they're so like... They hug so much in this. My love. I'll stop talking about ever. But if you're really tired, please make sure you rest properly. Will you do that for me? Oh my god, I love Zayne so much. I love their relationship so much. I'm just so worried how this is gonna play out. Because now we have to seemingly... Okay, a press conference is gonna happen. Something bad is gonna happen, but we don't know what... I don't... There are less than 36 hours remaining until the press conference for the Fountain of Tea, so it's only a day and a half. Before returning to the sanatorium to stop it, Zayne and I quickly come up with a plan. I need to approach Miss Karen again to figure out a surefire way. Meanwhile, Zayne, who is already connected with the core researcher, will cover for me. Whether it's diseases, wonders, or the Alterum, they all stem from humanity's instinctive fear of things beyond their control. The deeper this fear takes root, the more likely people are to mistake absurdity for miracles. And whenever appears as a savior, they will gain a congregation of devoted followers. Zayne, the energy source I detected wasn't my imagination. I'm still not confident in utilizing the spatium core, but another visit might help us discover something new.
All right.
Zayne nods. I was prepared for a lecture about not abusing my power, but he says nothing. Here, put it on. To ensure the mission runs smoothly, I borrowed cutting-edge equipment from the association. The state-of-the-art invisible earpiece modified by engineering prodigy Simone is now no bigger than a grain of rice. I also have a small energy firearm. It's capable of bypassing most detector systems currently in use. I place the earpiece in my ear and gesture for him to come closer. Zayne obliges and leans down. One cough to turn the mic on, 2 coughs to turn it off, and tap to adjust the volume.
Thank you.
I'm not sure why you're being so polite, but as soon as the comms channel opens, deafening audio feedback blasts my eardrums. I clutch my ears in pain. I stagger back, and just before Shiki's mysterious trip me succeeds, Zayne catches me by the waist. He can't help but laugh. This is the first time in days I've seen genuine joy in Zayne's expression. No, please. That laugh, my sweet baby. I frantically clamped my hand over his mouth. Wait until I adjust the volume before you speak. I can feel a smile widening beneath my fingers as I use my other hand to adjust the earpiece. Sound check. Zayne, say something.
You've never asked about the reason for why I picked that as my research topic back in medical school.
Are you gonna finally tell us? He remains close to me, his breath warm against my ear. It's almost like I can hear his heartbeat. The path of medicine is a noble pursuit. Dr. Zayne, you strive for academic excellence. You also want to find a meaningful purpose in life.
It's a good guess.
Back then, when you decided to destroy what could have been a world-changing discovery, you didn't hesitate.
Correct.
It's the kind of honor most people would cherish for a lifetime, yet he seems genuinely unbothered by it. Zayne must have chosen to stop the experiment because he foresaw the consequences of its potential misuse.
I had considered including your name in the acknowledgments of my paper.
I nod as I secure my firearm to a holster strapped to my thigh, then I double-check my equipment. You only thought about it, you didn't actually do it?
It wouldn't have been right for our names to appear on the same piece of paper without your permission.
Okay. That sounds something, but okay. Before I can process the meaning behind his words, a rustling sound suddenly becomes from the window. A piece of bean-shaped ruby chocolate falls. Clattering, it rolls to my feet. I look up to see that the last pack of chocolate snacks from the cabinet has been taken down and tore open on the floor. Shiki lifts his face from the snack package, which is bigger than his head, and licks the chocolate residue off his nose. Wait, what did you eat? My body moves before my mind can catch up. I quickly pick up Shiki and check the empty package. You ate all the chocolate? You animals aren't supposed to eat that. He pretty much told us that we're the reason. Oh my god. I can't believe he's just confirming everything. I cannot believe that. Oh my god, I need to calm down. I can't believe this whole story, he's been confirming everything that's been talked about. And he's so open with her about it now. Like, I can't believe it. Oh my god. As Luna approaches, the car enters the sanatorium parking lot. Since Zayne holds an internal role here, he's been granted limited clearance to the facility. I plan to sip in while he keeps the receptionist distracted.
Safety first.
You too. He doesn't look back when he leaves, but he suddenly raises his hand for a quick high-five as our precision shields it from view. With my biosignatures concealed, the omnipresent security camera scan doesn't trigger anything. Their red indicators blink before moving on. Dimitri might be crazy, but I have to admit that ID camouflage chip he gave me is really useful. The lush trees and flower beds scattered throughout the sanatorium provided the perfect cover. Dodging staff members in the courtyard, I make my way to room A107 for memory. That's where Karen is. Karen? Why am I fucking, like, dumb? The staff will change shifts at approximately 12 p.m. There's a small window of time. To be more specific, there's a small window of time where no one checks the rooms. My shoes scrape against the smooth wall as I wait for the staff to leave. Once they're gone, I slip through the window. Karen's eyes widen slightly at my entrance, but she remains quiet. Sorry, with the press conference coming up, they're tying security. I can only use this method to visit.
I expected as much. You're clever for figuring out how to find the perfect moment.
I understood the message you sent when you gave me those notes. That's why I'm here. Are you really going to give up? If we take this chance, you might actually have a shot at making a full recovery. Karen shakes her head.
After surviving so many close calls on the battlefield, I'd say death has already been more than generous.
Yeah, she's pretty much saying that she's been lucky that she's been alive this whole time. She reveals a peaceful smile and looks at the sunlight streaming through the window.
When I first entered the cocoon, I dreamed. And in that dream, I had made a full recovery. I got to watch my daughter grow up. I was there for every important moment of her life. At her wedding, I hugged her while crying. But the face reflected in her eyes was unmistakably that of a horrifying monster.
Her gaze dims. Outside the window, a butterfly, drawn to the artificial flowers in the vase, crashes against the glass again and again.
When I came to my senses, I realized I wasn't hugging her. My hands were around her throat.
Oh, no.
I only wanted to hug her. So why did I make her cry?
Sensing my hesitation, she pulls the IV line from the back of her hand.
My dear, have you heard of Zhuangzi's butterfly dream? I've always wondered who was really dreaming. Was it the butterfly, or Zhuangzi himself?
Zhuangzi? Zhuangzi? Okay, I need to...
If I can't tell who I am anymore, then the whole world has become my cocoon. The time I still have doesn't matter. I've made my decision.
What would you like me to do?
The press conference is scheduled for noon tomorrow, less than 24 hours from now. In an hour, they'll place me in the cocoon for my final examination. You need to locate the cocoon's power supply and cut it off completely.
No. The cocoon is connected directly to the test subject's consciousness. Is she willing to... A sudden disconnection could lead to unpredictable effects on her already fragile body.
Don't worry about me. I'm prepared to face the consequences.
Wow, this is really... Oh my god.
Finding a suitable test subject like me isn't easy. Trust me, this is the best way to stop them.
I'll find a way to get you out of there.
Even if you could carry me, my body wouldn't survive a strenuous escape.
I know she's right. Once the guard shift ends, they quickly discover the most important patient has disappeared. Every exit in the sanatorium will be sealed off by then.
If this is to be my final battleground, then you must help me. Please.
I understand. After leaving room A107, I moved quickly without any hesitation and stay out of sight.
Did you hear? Patient AIDS379 suddenly lost control and became violent just now.
It's fine. Dr. Carter said that was normal.
I'm so... Along the way, I quietly took down several orderlies and receptionists who spotted me. The sanatorium is massive and many areas are restricted. A blind search could last until nightfall and still be a failure. When I sensed that day, it must have been the cocoon's energy core. I take a deep breath and activate the spaceship's core power once more. And my vision ripples and expands like waves. A faint energy trail leads me forward like a guiding thread. My drifting consciousness slowly seeps through the sanatorium's public areas, the garden, and through each patient's room. If I can just find the energy control hub. Following the faint energy pulse, I find myself at the end of the corridor that connects the public area to the garden. There's a door almost seamlessly integrated into the wall. Without hesitating, I push it open. A large enclosed space gradually reveals itself. Behind this door lies an unexpectedly serene forest. Strange, there's no guards present, only an unsettling silence hangs in the air. My watch hasn't sounded any alarms, and there are no detectable signs of biological activity among the vegetation. The energy source pulse grows stronger as it tugs at the power flowing within me. It's as if I'm being guided in a specific direction. Past the forest winding pass, an unexpectedly elegant old building comes into view. That must be it. The energy readings must be at their strongest here. Wait, there's like a whole secret passage? A whole secret forest? What the what in the world is happening? A trustworthy colleague. Okay. Where? This is so odd. Okay, go back to Zayne. With Zayne's help these past few days, the cocoon's data and performance have shown improvement. Carter is in high spirits. He genuinely believes his junior has switched to the dark side. No, has finally seen the light.
I remember you were sitting right next to me when we talked for the first time. Do you want to join my research team? Before that, we all thought you were just some stuck-up child prodigy.
Oh my god.
Dr. Noah used to say that one person can go fast, but a group can go far. Besides, your theoretical research was undeniably superior.
Look of surprise appears on Carter's face.
Back then, you were the youngest and quietest out of everyone. Who knew you'd be the most forward-thinking, boldest student in the lab? You went ahead and performed what we didn't dare to imagine. And you'd pose what we didn't dare to ask to the most distinguished of professors, until they were left speechless.
Walking and talking as they pass through the streamlined skywalk, the two soon arrive at the sanatorium's central platform. As dusk approaches, light filters through the hemispherical dome-like delicate silk, a base the courier and soft worm use.
I understand that Ever wants to use tomorrow's press conference to improve the Fountain of Vitae's credibility. But the rebirth cocoon still needs to be further developed. It's not ready to be revealed to the public.
Why not? We've prepared the best testing equipment, and all the data will be presented to the public in the most accessible format. Besides, we already have a suitable candidate for a public demonstration.
He turns to Zayne, and his voice becomes more eager.
Zayne, do you remember what I asked you the night Exhart succeeded? I asked if you wanted to change the world with me.
Carter turns to survey the crowd in the garden below, his figure reminiscent of a smug creator gazing upon the creation.
We stand at the center of all our achievements. I assure you that success is within our grasp.
Man.
What exactly do you mean by success? Are you talking about unpredictable success rates? Or how quickly you dispose of your defective specimens when they fail?
The smile on Carter's face freezes, then it slowly disappears.
In the past, they were patients you fought desperately to save.
Thanks for the reminder. I almost forgot how pathetically incompetent I used to be. Why is it that when I was a powerless doctor, the lives lost under my care were somehow forgivable?
Because that's the point of doctors. They treat as best they can, and if someone dies, there's not much you can do after.
But when I strive to be a pioneer, you suddenly care about the injustice done to those who were already destined to die.
Man.
When did you become such a coward, Zayne? That incident at Mount Eternal? Let me rephrase that. You've always been better at confronting death compared to me.
This is like... An uncontrollable impulse surges within him. Fortunately, a voice comes through his earpiece and pulls it back into reality. Zayne, I found the location with the strongest energy signatures. Just in case, if you can get clearance from either Carter or Benedict. Zayne composes himself, discreetly tapping the area near his ears like acknowledgement. He looks at Carter. Pressing a finger against his chest, Carter's icy stare lands on Zayne. His mocking tone from earlier vanishes.
The heart beating in my chest belongs to someone else. I can't live an insignificant life.
Huh?
Zayne, I understand the meaning of death far better than you do. If these sacrifices are necessary, then so be it.
Wow.
We're about to solve humanity's greatest dilemma, and you're still too young. Ugh!
Your limbs are forcefully frozen to the wall. The surveillance cameras freezes just as they turn, and their red indicators go dark.
You? Zayne, you dare to freeze me?
The statute of limitations hasn't expired yet for your academic plagiarism.
He's Zayne's pissed. Oh my god. Oh. Zayne's briefly freed hand is sealed in ice once again, and his friend is struggling is frozen as an awkward, rigid pose.
You can't be serious. You're bringing this up now? The end justifies the means. Let me go!
It was a joke. But I need you to stay still for a while, Carter.
Are you planning to destroy the cocoon or cut off its power supply? The sanatorium has 6 independent operating systems. Pulling the plug won't be possible.
If this place allows someone with malicious intent like me to freely come and go, then that just shows how confident all of you are.
What are you actually trying to do?
Carter glares at him. His junior pauses thoughtfully before calmly shaking his head.
I won't tell you this time, Carter. I have a more trustworthy colleague to work with now.
Oh my god.
You didn't come here alone this time. What's that girl up to? This is murder! You're taking away these patients' only chance at survival!
This ain't murder, because it's not the same shit, you fucking dude, like...
Zayne, you ungrateful traitor! You might be smart, but you're weak and short-sighted! Security!
Another layer of ice appears to seal his mouth shut.
You said this place was perfect for heart-to-heart conversations, since no one would disturb us. I'm afraid you'll have to stay frozen for a while. Carter. You're not doing this to save lives. Nor are you doing it to save humanity. Everything you've done is to merely fill the emptiness and soothe the fear you have when confronting death.
Zayne takes out a palm-sized access card from Carter's pocket. Zayne's gaze doesn't meet his. It lands on Carter's heart instead.
I doubt the heart's donor wants it beating in the chest of an executioner.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Zayne means like, oh my god. Okay, so obviously we're trying to stop this, like, badly. It really pisses me off. Like I said, they're taking all this credit and Zayne is getting all the hate for it. The holographic display takes up half of my field of vision. The green dot representing Zayne is moving towards my position. Not expecting much, I take a deep breath and place my hand on the door. To their surprise, it opens with a gentle push. Light streams through the glass dome and lands on the floor. It reveals an elegantly decorated reception hall. The space is completely empty. Only the sound of footsteps echoes to break the silence. Zayne, I sent you the coordinates. That's where the energy core is.
Don't worry. I'm just...
Whoa. As soon as my hand touches the railing for the staircase going up, the scene before me flickers and vanishes. The comm channels is dead. I pull my hand away and take a half a step back. I turn, X colors fade. What happened? Like running water, they flow out. From the ceiling, walls, and floor, they all melt into an endless expanse of pure white. Is she getting like a vision? It's like a white tomb.
I'm honored you decided to visit.
Ugh. I hear a slightly amused voice behind me. I whirl around to find Benedict standing in the middle of the reception hall. I'm not sure when he appeared. While I'm startled, I need to look composed right now. You've done a good job of preparing for the press conference, Miss Benedict. It's going well without you. He touches the wall and the white space suddenly dissipates. It returns to its original form in the reception hall.
Miss Hunter, you should have been the most successful test subject. It's a shame you weren't one of ours. After all, every experiment here exists for one purpose: to create beings just like you.
Oh my god. A gunshot explodes in the empty reception hall. I'm tired of hearing you people talk about the same thing. Let's skip the formalities and get to fighting. Just as the bullet approaches him, crystal shards suddenly burst from his arm to pulverize the projectile.
Oh, right. I forgot to mention something. I'm one of the Cocoon's successful specimens.
So? You could have said that earlier. I quickly switched out the regular bullets in my magazine for energy rounds designed to fight wanderers. Then I shoot at him. But Benedict seems to have anticipated this. At his signal, several shadowy figures surged forth from the darkness. Several Alterum moved with inhuman speed. Like savage beasts, they lunged towards me. You calling for backup already? I guess you aren't really a successful specimen. Man, she's... Man, the way she's just fucking like roasting him. Quickly stepping to the side and spinning, I dodged in the nick of time. The Alterum crashed into one another. I don't plan on dragging this fight out. Zayne will be here soon. Finding the energy core's location is the highest priority. I activate the Suspicious Core Sensing ability again. There's a faint energy signature coming from the top floor of the building. And then, everything before my eyes becomes indistinguishable once again. As light shifts and wavers, thick fog appears from out of nowhere. It rolls in and blurs even the faces of the Overroom.
Play with them for a while.
My senses stop working, and my vision is plunged into an endless void. Overwhelming dizziness washes over me. I think she's using her power too much. Desperate, I try to stay conscious in spite of the vertigo, but my legs give out and I collapse onto the floor. I know I've reached my limit. Damn. But before I lose consciousness, the sounds around me fade. In the void, I feel someone firmly grabs my wrist. The churning sensation of instability vanishes when I open my eyes.
Are you okay? Where does it hurt?
Under the flickering light, I can barely make out Zayne's worried expression. Before I can say I'm fine, a searing pain erupts from my chest and flows through my entire body. press my hand against my chest, but the physical pressure does nothing to ease the pain.
Stop trying to sense it. You look pale.
I grab his hand. Gritting my teeth, I tell Zayne everything that just happened.
After them! Where did they go?
Don't speak. Keep your breathing steady.
Zayne quickly surveys our surroundings. He pulls my arm over his shoulder and helps me walk. It's not there. Go straight past that barrier. We pass through the wall. The altar room are right behind us, but it seems they were fooled by an elusive hologram. Thankfully, the space hasn't been warped. Zayne pulls me into an empty room and slams the door. Ice covers it, but the altar room has its corner. They claw at the frost and create this sharp grating sound. Everything in front of me blurs into patches of color. I try to get him Zayne's hand again, but my strength fails me. My hand weakly slides down his sleeve. Damn! She used so much of her power that she's weak again.
Zayne?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Why am I tied up?
It's done.
What did you inject me with?
A suppressant. The energy in your heart has surpassed your tolerance threshold. This will ease the strain.
Oh man.
Better now?
Look at the way he's holding our hand. We used so much of our power that we got weak again. That's why.
Zayne.
Oh.
The suppressant won't last long. We need to leave now.
Fluctuations. It's metaflux.
Look out!
Oh my god! He's
Fire.
Oh, you're still here. How delightful.
Of course we would survive. If you take another step, I can't guarantee you'll get out of this alive.
Dr. Zayne, a hunter firearm can't kill a human, but a wanderer can.
Oh my god! Okay. Oh my god! Oh my god, this is so cool! Look at this couple, like...
If that's it, then... He underestimated us. Watch your heart. 30% of your evil should do.
The way he's at, oh my god. Oh my god.
In your case,
Look at them!
the cure is... extreme measures.
That was so Zayne, oh my god, he can't even get any hotter than he is, but he just is. I need that scene to be played way back. Holy shit, that was so cool. The decision. Wait, before we even continue this, we need to talk about what just happened in that scene, because that was so fucking perfect. Oh my god. So the fact is, we used so much of our power that we grew weak. Zayne gave us a suppressant, and that's where he syringed us so we could feel better. And then after that, that whole sequence, he grabs, carried us, helped us shoot the protocors, like things. And the fact he just holding him with the gun. Why is he so hot? Like, come on. His combat medic abilities came to use here. After using up almost all of my ammunition, the Wanderer finally crashes to the ground, but this isn't the end. The sound of regenerating flesh echoes throughout the building as the crystals on his body rapidly retract. It's as if it's being devoured. In just a few seconds, the Wanderer has completely regenerated and takes on Benedict's appearance.
Wait for an opening first, then we'll retreat. There's no point in continuing this fight.
Zayne is right. Benedict isn't our primary target right now. Just now, something about Zayne seemed off. That flash of black crystal, the killing intent, the cold indifference in his eyes. Wait. It all vanished in an instant. Maybe I imagined it. A strange unease rises in my chest, but there's no time to... It seemed like it was pretty much Zayne that whole time, though. Unless it was like a sprinkle of Dawnbreak, or the fact that maybe Zayne's ice was turning into black. But it seemed like Zayne was just Zayne. I wonder what it is then. A strange unease rises in my chest, but there's no time to dwell on it. I find the last bullet as Benedict at the greatest white mist fills the reception hall. Here's another good example of my seamless coordination with Zayne.
Now's our chance. Go.
With the Ultra Room at our heels, I lead Zayne towards the strongest energy signature I remember sensing in this building. Have you noticed how the Ultra Room are getting stronger? They're practically like living weapons. Could it be that after the consciousness are eroded, these failed test subjects are turned into tools that could be commanded? And taking down another Ultra Room that tried to attack us, I run towards the corner. The strongest energy signature was right behind the door. Huh? Where's the door?
Watch out.
As Frost immobilized the guard who tried to ambush us, Zayne stands back to back with me. Both of us is on high alert. Part of the layout has changed again.
If this place is a projection, then changing the layout would be the quickest way to hide the energy core's location.
This is annoying. I have to find the energy signatures again.
Remember to not let your energy overload your heart. I don't have any more stabilizing injections.
Speaking of which, where did you get the one you gave me?
Knowing how a certain Miss Hunter tends to overuse her evil, I came prepared.
Wow. When you restrained me earlier...
It was because you were too strong.
I place my hand on the wall. Energy surges through my veins as my sensing ability is magnified. The location becomes clear. I'm certain the energy core is being held on the top floor. Okay, let's go. I found it. Follow me. The last Ultra Room is knocked down to the area below me. Only me and Zayne are on the top floor. At the end of the cold, wet corridor stands a single door. It's as if it's oh god. It's as if it's our only option to move forward. This is it. Zayne and I exchange a quick glance before swiping Carter's ID card against the scanner.
Welcome to the Energy Core Control Room, Dr. Carter.
Once the doors to the control room closes, a layer of ice covers it. Thick cables run across the area, and they all converge on the central pillar that emits a luminescent blue light, is being powered by a protocore. In all of its glory, this is Ever's crown jewel in the industry of protocore technology. If the energy pillar is destroyed, all ongoing experiments will immediately cease. In other words, Karen, who is currently undergoing an examination, will remain trapped in her cocoon. It could potentially cause irreversible damage to her body.
Are you worried she might regret her decision?
Maybe. That's a tough decision that you're pretty much... She's sacrificing herself knowing that she could technically live longer. She's sacrificing herself knowing the fact that this is not a good thing to have. Oh, they actually give you an option. Okay. I can't betray her trust in me, or rather, I believe in her choice. I remember the first time I held Karen's hand. It was thin, delicate, yet surprisingly strong. Zayne raises his hand and hurls a shard of ice towards a luminant energy pillar at the center.
Zayne, wait!
Carter's voice rings out from the overheard speakers as the surrounding glass walls instantly become transparent. I can see Carter has arrived. Catching his breath, he's standing in the reception hall we were in earlier.
Zayne, leave this place, and don't you dare destroy that energy core! Do you remember how much time and effort we put into this?
Without a hint of emotion in his eyes, Zayne gives Carter a slight nod.
Oh no.
Amidst the chaos, Benedict calmly stands behind the crowd. He smiles as he raises his hand to his ear.
You dropped your facade sooner than I expected, Dr. Zayne. Is it because of your sense of duty as a doctor, or a resolve driven by guilt?
Believing that you can guide humanity's fate so you can control life and death is the epitome of arrogance.
Isn't thinking you have the right to stop any experiment that crosses the boundaries of life just as arrogant? This is what the people in our era want. And in just a few centuries, or maybe even a few decades, history will remember this moment.
You have no right to speak of such things.
Why don't we watch and see how the future unfolds? Even if you've stopped Ms. Karen's experiment and prevented the press conference today, you can't stop the tide of progress.
It's more or less the same rhetoric. Did everyone ever attend the same corporate seminar or something?
Ah, yes. I have one more question I'd like to ask you, Dr. Zayne.
The static in the comms channel suddenly falls silent and cuts off Carter's angry shouts. All I can hear is Benedict's steady voice tinged with amusement alongside his breaths.
Back then, why did you choose to destroy something that could have shaken or even changed the world?
He asked the exact same question I did. A sense of unease stirs as I glance at Zayne, who's retaining his usual composure.
It couldn't be controlled. Any action beyond our control leads to unpredictable consequences.
Maybe it's because he's used his Nemo too many times in quick succession, delicate ice crystals steadily creeping up Zayne's forearm.
Uncontrollable. I see. Your rationality is an absolute, the very thing that drives you to eliminate any possibility of losing control. It affects the smallest things about yourself to the greatest matters of this world. That's why you killed William at Mount Eternal back then, yes?
Oh my... No! No!
You really are capable of such cruelty. You struck down your mentor and friend who fought beside you.
But he asked for that! He knew this was a problem!
Even I would have hesitated.
Oh, you son of a fucking... This...
Cut to the chase.
No, no. A long time passes before Zayne's voice breaks the silence. Although his tone remains calm, his ragged breathing gives him away.
You're here to atone for your mistake. That much is certain. But you also wish to uncover what you think is the truth. For example, surely there must be an explanation for why those Alterum look so much like everyone who died at Mount Eternal.
In the tense undercurrents of this moment, a harsh truth slowly surfaces.
I'll tell you. Those people at Mount Eternal were this experiment's first batch of failed specimens. Your companions, William, all your guilt and suffering, I'm the one who caused it.
Wow. His tone is almost nonchalant, yet every sentence is like a knife straight to the heart.
A discovery that could have shaken the world to its core, abandoned because of a moment of cowardice. You made their deaths as meaningless as those of the failed Alterum.
A wave of frost surges through the room. I'm so mad, like, for Zayne. Like, I can't believe that they just think that we should still go with this. And wave of frost surges throughout the room, and bone-chilling cold creeps up the floor. The windows, walls, and floor are sealed under thick layers of ice. They form intricate crystalline patterns. Zayne! With each breath, the veins on his neck throb as black ice crystals spread rapidly across his skin. It's like they're trying to devour every last bit of his life force. This isn't the Zayne I know. This is the merciless Grim Reaper who emerged from the depths of hell itself. He's so mad! Zayne is so... Oh no, Zayne is like... I think his emotions are getting the better of him at this point. Because of what's happening. I think that's what's going on. I think that's what's going on. I think the emotions are getting better, and now he's switching to Dawnbrick. The door that has been sealed with ice bursts open. Having completed their transformation into wanderers, the Ultron try to overwhelm us like a tidal wave. As soon as they get close, sharp icicles pierce their chests. Their shards of ice then explode outward like a violent storm. More Ultron advance. They crush the fallen ice crystals beneath their feet as they crawled over corpse to reach us. All of the Ultron open and close their mouths in unison. They stutter and produce their unsettling sounds. No matter how hard he tries, Zayne can't make out what they're saying or see their faces clearly. The nightmare wraps around his body like a phantom. It coils behind him and whispers fate's curse into his ear.
Aren't you a doctor?
Am
Why
I going
can't
to
you
die?
save
Pay
anyone?
for this?
I didn't sacrifice everything just to become someone ordinary and powerless.
One day, you will hurt her.
He clutches his chest and feels as if icy wind stabbed it. He stares at the corner of the tent fluttering in the snowy gale with a distant, outwardly gaze. Willie, who had just finished the surgery, pauses in surprise, then he smiles and holds his hand towards him.
Nightmare? If you can't sleep, then we can go for a walk.
Oh my god, this is not going well. Everything that had just happened, it seemed to have been a dream. He stares at his fingers, the blood, the girl's shocked expression. It was all just a dream. It was just a dream.
It's unfortunate we couldn't save the patient today. Don't be too hard on yourself.
Oh god, this is...
Back when I was doing research, failure meant you could always try again. But as a doctor, lives will only give you one chance. You know, I had these exact same feelings during my first mission as a military doctor.
The polar night hasn't disappeared. The dark blue sky appears to be almost within reach. This desolated land, covered in a blanket of snow, is always magnificent.
It took me a long time to realize that what we have to face isn't just the loss of a life and death itself. The way they look at you in their final moments, it's always the same. Time and time again, you'll have to see their fear and desperation when they're about to die.
William was deep in thought. Then, as if remembering something, he turns to Zayne and smiles.
By the way, did you hear my final plea when you killed me?
I want to throw up. This is not... Oh my god, what the f... Oh my god. Once again, he sinks into the dark abyss of... Oh my... I can't read. There are more of them. They're actually using the Ultron as weapons. I roll and found an opening in the wall of Ultron that's protecting Benedict and aim my gun at him. But before I can pull the trigger, brilliant ice flies towards Benedict. Benedict smiles. He crushes the ice shard embedded in his chest.
You're different from the man I was talking to earlier. I must say, you're skilled at saving and taking lives, Dr. Zayne.
With a slight gesture of his hand, the Ultron frees and places marionettes. They withdraw like receding water as if they receive a silent command.
I hope you'll find your true path after our candid discussion.
Yeah, he's so lost. His emotions got the better of him. Soon enough, only the two of us remain in the vast, cold control room. Ignoring everything else, I rush past the disappearing ice crystals to Zayne and cradle his face in my hands. Oh no. Zayne, look at me. Listen to me. No matter who Benedict is, I always keep a bullet just for him, starting today. This girl, she is a ride or die. Let's go. He deserves that bullet. You motherfucker to be fucking, oh my god, I can't. I'm so mad at how badly you're treating Zayne that way. Like, knowing that they're literally in the wrong, but they treated Zayne like shit over what he decided to do, what he thought was right, and in the end, it was right. Like, come on. Zayne's labor really shows how intense the pain is. The black ice crystal emerged from his neck and continued to spread out. His ice-cold fingers are slowly slipping away from my palm. You need to wake up from this nightmare right now. These hands that save countless lives should never be stained with the pain and guilt that doesn't belong to them, especially not because of scum like Benedict. Zayne, you have to... These few seconds feels like century, and then he finally... Oh... These few seconds feels like centuries, and then he finally raises his head and looks at me. He slowly tenses, and I see myself reflected in his icy gaze. Zayne? Pain answers me instead. My consciousness shatters as I drift into war. Oh no. He let this stuff get the better. Oh my god. I know he didn't mean to, but still. Before everything fades, distant memories regroup and flood my mind. The ground is littered with the remains of wanderers who are slowly dissipating. Meanwhile, searing pain burns my chest. Struggling to push myself up, I see my bloodstained hands are small and thin. Did this happen when I was little? I look up. There's a young man with a familiar face, but his expression is frighteningly cold and foreign. While I'm dazed, his face emerges with Zayne's present-day appearance. They, from the memories of reality, approach me step by step.
Your existence is a mistake.
Oh my god! What?
You must be eliminated.
Oh my god, that's so hard. As if black frosters cover his eyes, having materialized in his raised hand, sharp ice crystals hurl themselves at me. He tried so hard to prevent this to happen, and it fucking happened. I need a second. I can't believe that this dude drove Zayne to lose his control. Zayne is gonna see that he hurt her. Like, what the? The next day, Christine Sanatorium stands tall, immaculate, and serene. It's been resorted to the point where yesterday's attack might have never happened at all.
Wherever and whenever you need us, we will provide you with healthcare services of the highest quality.
My heart hurts. Oh god. In the courtyard, a gentle breeze caresses the grass kissed by early morning light. The cocoon hands on a delicate swaying flower stem. The faint sounds of a struggle can be heard from within. Light reveals the eyelid with tightly folded wings behind its translucent walls. Moist and tender, it breathes free from the cocoon, and the refreshing air of rebirth, those wings slowly takes to the skies. I'm so... Oh, God. I don't even know how to feel about this. My heart strikes a sharp pain courses through every fiber of my being. My consciousness sinks into a blurry darkness, footsteps that get close by sound and distant. There's a muffled hum. I can't even. I can't even. I don't know what to feel at this point. Zayne, is that you? He stops in his tracks as if he's heard me. He doesn't take the candy or freeze the milky popsicle I offered him.
Stay away from me! I'm sorry.
A box sits on the doorstep, whips a cold air drift inside it. Inside the box lie three misshapen snowballs. Reminiscent from when Zayne was still learning how to use his evil as a kid. Why do you do this, man? Zayne knows I got hit with an ice when watching the seals, and now he made snowballs to tease me. I heard footsteps. Did he already leave? Oh my god. I don't see anybody nearby. As I hold the boxes close, an inexplicable sense of loss washes over me. I think she knew that he left, like, permanently. Are you serious? I want to say his name, but something catches my throat. It silences my voice. Zayne! I managed to finally call out his name, yet when I opened my eyes, I found myself staring at a dimly lit ceiling. This freaking music. No, we cannot. As my foggy consciousness slowly clears, I realize I'm lying down in a room outside
Due
the
to Miss
hospital.
Karen's poor health, Ever's press conference for today has been cancelled. Mr. Benedict, the director of Val Sanatorium, stated that the patient's well-being takes precedence over the event.
I don't even want to. My hand waves before me. Its owner's lips move as they say something I can't make out.
How many fingers am I holding up?
Looking down, I see my wounds have been bandaged and the pain has mostly subsided. I sit up and take Yvonne's hand. Where's Zayne?
Oh, you're awake. Thank goodness you're okay. You had cardiac energy overload and some minor injuries when Dr. Zayne brought you in. We asked him what happened, but he wouldn't say anything. He stayed in this room until your vital signs stabilized.
Alright. I don't even know what to say. As Zayne speaks, no, as she speaks, Yvonne leans in. Her expression becomes more serious.
I heard from Grayson that Dr. Zayne went to the director's office to submit his resignation letter.
Oh my god, no. Why? What?
There was a loud commotion in the office. I've never seen the director that angry before. He didn't approve it and gave Dr. Zayne an extended leave. Then he told him to go home and think things through. He wouldn't say another word about it. Dr. Zayne didn't hesitate at all. But before he left the hospital, he asked us to take good care of you.
I don't even know. I don't know what to even think or say for this. Like, I try to force myself to smile, but I can't. Only one thought is in my mind. Yeah, we do need it back.
Wait, you can't just... Oh no. Please, be careful.
He just up and left because he...
I'm sorry. We haven't seen him.
Oh my god.
Sorry, we haven't seen anyone who matches your description.
Dr. Zayne. A few days ago, he said he'd be traveling to remote... Oh, you must be that young lady. This is our new menu item for today. Would you like it to go?
Wait! Dr. Zayne already paid for it!
Oh my god, this is not... Come on! Zayne's home, his favorite dessert place, the cafe near Oxford Hospital. I visited every place I could think of, but there was no trace of him anywhere. Late into the night, I enter the passcode to his house again. I'm clinging onto one final hope. The room is shrouded in darkness. Snowflakes drift in through the gaps of the floor-to-ceiling windows.
The number you have dialed is currently unavailable. Please try again later.
Memories that are no longer dormant slowly flood my mind again. I see those black eyes crystal and that pain look on his face before. In my child memory, Zayne moved away. We're carrying heavy unspoken guilt. His bad habit of disappearing has existed even back then. That's... I hear a faint whimper in the cold. I raise my head and rub my stinky eyes to see Shiki. It's you. As if he understands me, Shiki leaps onto the sofa and gently places his paw on my knee. I feel like I've tried everything, but I still can't find him. I hold Shiki close, my trembling voice barely above a whisper. I didn't realize it cracked until now. Please, can you help me one more time? Take me to him. Time passes, then Shiki immediately jumps down, sniffs the blanket on the sofa that carries Zayne's scent, and runs towards the half-open door. In the darkest hours of the night, it's snowing again. Large snowflakes dance around the glowing streetlights. They settle on rooftop streets, passing cars on the shoulders of pedestrians. After running for a long time, Shiki stops in front of pitch-black fence. He circles it a few times before signaling me to follow him. Where am I? The streetlight illuminates the fading rating on a sign. This is a public cemetery in Lincoln City. It's also the final resting place for those who have no place to call home. Shiki quickly vanishes into the darkness. I steal myself before running after him. Oh my god. As soon as I see a familiar figure, my heart leaps finally in my chest. Zayne. Oh my god. He stands in the snowy night, his coat billowing between black tombstones. He's like a ghost who has nowhere to go. I understand why he left the moment I see the names on the tombstones. He chose to imprison himself in this nightmare. He wants to atone to seek redemption from the monsters he killed. I hurried to his side, but when I try to call out his name, it gets stuck in my throat. Please see us.
Why are you here?
Questions all on my mind, but I don't know what to ask first. You chose to disappear without a word. You didn't even give me an explanation.
These graves belong to the people who died by my hand. I don't believe their deaths were unjustified. Do you think I'm here because of guilt? I'm not standing in front of them for repentance, let alone the atonement you're imagining.
When you almost raised your hand against me, basing your judgment, did that mean I was also someone who needed to be killed? He doesn't evade the question. He nods without any hesitation. So this is why you submitted your resignation letter to Oxford Hospital. He resonated because he didn't want to hurt us even more. You haven't even healed my heart yet, and you're just gonna leave just like that? You told me not to chase doctors on a whim, but can doctors abandon their patients whenever they want? I can't. This is oh god, this is killing me. Oh my god, I can't do this. Like, I got this feeling crawls up from my throat to my tongue as the emotions bubble up like boiling water.
I first met you when I came to Oxo Hospital. I was 12 at the time. Dr. Noah was a close friend of your grandmother, and I was told to look after you. You were afraid of me back then, until I used my power to keep your popsicle from melting. When things finally settled down after the Chrono Rift catastrophe, my parents asked if I wanted to move somewhere else. I hesitated for a long time. I was worried I wouldn't be able to see you anymore. But then that incident happened, and I actually hurt you. You were unconscious and bleeding heavily. When I realized what happened, I couldn't understand why I did it.
He closes his eyes for a moment. When he opens them, his expression is as serene as the calm after a snowstorm. It's like he finally woke up from a year-long nightmare, only to discover that the nightmare has become reality.
That was when I realized I could lose control of my power. And not being in control can lead to irreversible consequences.
Yeah, so he heard us, realized what happened, and then he decided to leave after. And then, now, back in the present, he's upset, obviously, that this repeated again, so...
It's why I chose to leave without saying goodbye.
The truth pierces my heart like needles. Words are stuck in my throat.
Perhaps I chose cardiac surgery because I wanted to heal your heart. Or maybe I wanted to make amends for what I did back then. Even I don't know.
He keeps his gaze lowered as his voice is as soft as melting snowflakes.
But I didn't hesitate when I chose the field of medicine. When I first recited the Hippocratic Oath, I truly believed I would become a good doctor.
But you are, though.
I believed I would save many people, including the one I had hurt before.
He doesn't seem like he noticed my obvious shock. Zayne just gazes calmly at the weathered gravestones.
Until that night on Mount Eternal, when I killed William.
But you didn't have a better choice at the time. Once again, he lowers his emotionally detached gaze.
Do you really think a killer can be a doctor who saves lives? If something like this happens again, you might regret the fact that you tried to keep me close.
Are you saying your neighbors are destined to become reality? Will I turn into a monster that needs to be killed one day? I didn't expect him to answer, yet he shakes his head.
I don't know.
He wants to leave because he's trying so hard to prevent this from happening. So, are you avoiding me now because of logical reasoning? What about your feelings? If you're going by pure logic, then now is the time. Do it, Zayne. Are you afraid? Or is this something you don't want to do? Looking at his calm, aloof expression, I find myself beyond the point of rationality. Whatever you do today, I won't have any regrets.
But I would.
Snowflakes land on my eyelashes. They turn his finger into prismatic fragments that are like ripples in the darkness.
I'm certain that if I were to truly hurt you one day, it would be the greatest regret of my life.
The snowflakes fall as they're floating through the cosmos to land on us in the gravestones. We stand in silence. Neither of us exchange a single word. After the day, rumors related to the altar and I spelled his freaking name wrong. It was Dawnbreaker faded away like smelting snow. These pure respects were but fleeting visitors. The city awakens in daylight and once again it's immersed in this bizarre flood of information. The spatial core energy remains concentrated in my chest. It's like a seed that's merged with my flesh. It's faintly echoes with my heartbeat. I know these ether cores connect my past to my future and are linked to the secrets hidden in deep space. Yet I wonder what fate awaits the Alturion, Zayne, and me. Everyone will give up on the fountain of tea they carefully cultivated. They will continue to weave their dreams of immortality. But they were right about one thing. The cycle of life and death is an inescapable truth. The constraints of matter break down and the shackles of time and space gradually dissolve. Countless civilizations rise and fall among the stars because of the laws that guides. Entropy, dissipation, and Earth's magnificent radius will eventually fade. Humanity's long undisturbed period of exile will also come to an end. I wouldn't understand that much until much later. The Creator has planted foreshadowings in the area of predating life itself. I'm gonna need some time to. I don't even. Okay, give me some time. I'm gonna need some time to actually like calm myself down. Alright, hey guys, I'm recording this outro pretty much like in the morning, after recording the initial story playthrough. As I was pretty much a broken mess, I decided to like just sleep it off and just I wanted to collect my thoughts about it because I just couldn't handle the emotions, and I wanted to talk to you guys properly about what happened. About the story, the Zayne story, it freaking broke me. I couldn't believe how much information we got of Zayne's like whole story. Like, you know, we've been getting so much information through his antidotes and World Underneath stories and the myths, and it seemed to like have like went like all came together in this one giant story pile, these two chapters. And it was really emotional to see that Zayne seemingly knew that he had all these things. Like, he knew that he was able to lose control when Dawnbreaker shows up. He knew that he was picked to be a deity by Astra. Like, he knew all this stuff but just kept it inside, and he was just suffering this whole time about it. And it was really, really sad to see how, you know, he has so much guilt over everything that's happened in his life that went wrong, and that he tries so hard to make amends for it, and that's what he does. Finding out that yes, he ended up accidentally hurting MC, and that's why he moved the first time, and the fact that he ended up hurting her again, his first thought was just to leave her. And it's really tough to see, like, that's like his first reaction. He's like, I have to leave because this is the only way I could to not hurt her. It's just I have to be gone. And so it really, really saddens and sucks that the way their conversation ended, that it seems like he was like, I'm just gonna be gone for now. I don't want to hurt you anymore, so please just leave me alone. I don't know how the story is gonna progress afterwards, but it's really, really sad to see what happened, considering they have such a good, strong connection and they both know it, but there's just so many things that are happening that it's really tough, especially with the whole Ever project, where obviously freaking Carter and Benedict, who are the biggest assholes in this fucking story right now, treating Zayne like shit, which was really pissing me off that they were. I didn't understand how they know Zayne is the smartest guy there, but yet they ridicule him and think he's dumb and cowardly just for not wanting to do this project. Like, he knows how bad this situation is. He knows how dangerous it could be. And the fact that they're not willing to listen to him is just, it's ridiculous and pisses me off. That they just don't care. The fact that they're technically making more wanderers because of what they're doing. And everybody is scared of this situation. And obviously, with Ever being the big global company, nobody knows that it's them, and they're just praising them because they're like, oh, we're doing all this quote-unquote technology, we're saving lives, we're doing this and that. And then Oxo Hospital and Zayne in particular is getting shifted like the blame and hatred over there. And it's just, I was really, really upset as to how this was playing out for him, especially since with the whole when he saw the other girl passed, he was like, you could tell how this was affecting him badly. Like, I think that everything was hitting hard all at once here, especially with Benedict, his piece of shit ass, who I think what he was saying ended up getting like Zayne riled up to the point that he lost his emotions, and that's why he kind of shifted to Dawnbreaker for that moment. Talking about it now, I'm still really sad about the situation. There was just so much that was happening. I feel so bad for Zayne, for the fact that he's been suffering this whole time. The fact that, you know, he couldn't rely on nobody. He thought that he just had to do this on his own. He didn't want to show no emotions because of it. And then, you know, the one thing that he didn't want to happen happened, and this is what he decided to do. As much as I am pretty sad about the ending or the outcome of what happened, along with MC, who knows that he's pretty much, for now, gone, I think it might be for the best only because I think he might need some time and space to reevaluate what he really wants to do. Like, he can decide right now whether he wants to just stay what fate told him to do, or he can try to defy fate and stay with us and not try to hurt us as much as he can. I don't know how the situation would go, but it was really tough to see. My emotions were, I couldn't handle it at the end, so I was like, I needed to calm down before actually getting my thoughts straight. I overall enjoyed the story. Like I said, Zayne, who is my number one in this game, I don't think I can love him any more than I do. He is my treasure in this game. Like, the fact that he has so much guilt, so much things that he wants to do in life that he feels like he's struggling, and it's just like he can't go to no one. And the fact that he's so finally open now with MC. The fact that, you know, they always have each other's back. Like, with her, when she found out he was Dawnbreaker, she was trying so hard to figure out how to get him back to normal. The way she was acting with the thermometer and carriage juice, like she talked to Dr. Noah and then she held his hand while he was sleeping to make sure he was okay. Like, I just love their relationship of how much they trust each other, they support each other, and it just hits hard seeing that happen with Zayne. I think that the time apart would be good, because I think whenever he does come back, I'm assuming whenever the main story update for him comes back, I'm hoping it will be soon, but I don't know. I'm hoping that he will come back, or we will have to get him and bring him back home to us, and that we would just have a good old big talk and then become stronger than ever. I think that's how I would envision it to happen. Overall, like I said, I just feel really sad still. It's a really tough situation to see how this just happened, and seeing MC, who, you know, she's still having a rough time because she's still trying to figure out like more secrets that needs to be uncovered for her origin story and everything. And I don't know what's gonna happen next, but it was just tough to see, like, in general. The whole Kindle's animation sequence was beautiful. The fact that they're so in sync with their combat and teamwork that they're just like they're like a power couple there. That was a beautiful moment seeing that, and the way he acts and his comic medic skills were put to use here. He couldn't get any hotter the way he was. They couldn't get any hotter grabbing the gun. Like, it was just amazing to see. I freaking loved it. It was just beautiful. Carter and Benedict, to you guys, fuck you guys for how you guys treated Zayne, because you guys are so in the fucking wrong. Especially you, Benedict, who freaking riled up Zayne so hard that you made him ended up accidentally hurting MC. Like she said, she has a fucking bullet for you. Like, under your name, you are on like the #1 hit list. Next time we see you, you got to go down. Like, there's no fucking way you're gonna be alive after what you put Zayne through. Like, I am so mad at the way this happened. Like, I just couldn't believe that it ended up being this way. And they're gonna get what is coming to them. They really are. I believe so. And I know he said he's leaving Axel Hospital, but I think, like he said, I think it was right that the director said to take administrative or extended leave, because he's like, you ain't gonna leave being the whole chief of cardiac surgeon. That's not gonna happen. That's crazy. I think he just needs this break, and I think when the time comes, they will get back together and be stronger than ever. I think that's what's gonna happen. At least that's my hope for the future for Zayne and MC, especially Zayne, whom he deserves all the happiness. The fact that he's been suffering alone this whole time, and I don't think he felt really as much happy because of everything that's been happening in his life, knowing that fate has kind of been decided for him, and he's been trying really hard to like figure out a way to get around it or try to get away from it. And especially with the whole factual library with this boy who obviously who chased after him because he told this boy that he was gonna, join them, and he was like, no, I don't really want to. He's trying to defy fate so much, but it's so hard when things accidentally happen and then it becomes reality. So I think Zayne is just shaken up really badly, and I can understand it. MC as well, who, you know, like she said, you always say that you don't want me to be to any other doctor, but you're just leaving me like that. Like, it hurts. It really hurts seeing the situation at hand, but I think things would get better. I think it's just gonna be really awkward seeing like newer cards of Zayne and being like, he'd probably be normal and fluffy cards or whatever, and then it's just not fluffy in the main story. Especially since we just went through like the sprint card, which was like, I think the best Zayne card of how he acted and how proud and supportive he was. And now here he's just kind of gone. So I just love Zayne so much. He deserves all the happiness in the world, and I cherish him so much, and I think things will get better. Things are gonna get better. I hope so. But these are my final thoughts with the story. I hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts on it. Like I said, I had to take a break because my emotions were running wild, and I felt like I needed to calm down and collectively think about it, because it was just so much. This 4 chapters for this Death and Rebirth story update was like, it's amazing. I thought it was really good seeing her side with Silas and finding out her truth, and in this side with Zayne where we find out his truth. I think it was really, really good that we got to see a lot of truths and new lore and figuring out how this is all connecting. And yeah, I'm really excited to see where the story is going. But for right now, it's just love and depression. It's really depression right now. It's sad. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to Zayne's story. Like I said, sorry for me being a fumbling, crying mess. The fact that he's sleeping right now makes me sad. I'm hoping he has a peaceful sleep right now. But yeah, anyway, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to this. I'm sorry for that I was crying mess at the end, but I couldn't handle my emotions at the time, so I was like, let me do final thoughts after I collected myself, which I'm pretty much good. I'm slightly close to tearing up, but I'm trying to hold it in for the situation I had. And yeah, what do you guys think of his story? Did you think it was depression? Do you think it was depressing as much as I was? Did you cry like I did? Because man, I don't think it could get any worse. I felt like it couldn't get any worse. I felt so sick to my stomach at the end that I was just like, I can't handle this. But yeah, did you like the animation sequence? Do you think it was cool seeing them in action with their combat? I think they're like such in perfect sync. They have such a great connection together that I just really love, and I'm hoping that we get to see more of it in another time in another story. But yeah, I thought this was really good. So let me know what you guys think of the story in the comments down below. We can always have discussions about what we thought about it. And yeah, I can't wait to see what the next story is gonna come up and what's gonna be happening with MC next. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye.